All right. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to all my gangsters out there. Shout out to the newly formed Black Power Nation. Let's get right on into it. I ain't even trying to waste no time. Here's the deal, right? We at the breaking point. Okay? If you look at, hey, Hassan, when you get a chance, man, later on in Discord, man, come in Discord. I want to holler at you about something, bro. Later on today, though, when you get a chance, I want to holler at you about something. Yeah, we have to break a point right now, black people. Okay, and I'm sick and tired of people talking about violence is not the answer. You know, violence is what's got us here. Okay, the violence that is perpetrated by the so-called law enforcement. When you look at the contrast of what law enforcement is supposed to stand for versus what they're actually doing, I mean, hypocrisy is probably the lightest word that you can possibly use. The absolute corruption in our government and our law enforcement is otherworldly. It's out of this world and it's out of control. We're at the breaking point right now. You look all over this country, people are responding. People are responding to not just black people, right? You see, when you put negative energy out in the world, and that's all you keep putting out, and you never try to balance it out with any kind of positive energy, that negative energy reaches a lot of people all across the world. And any injustices that these people have suffered, okay, any wrongdoings that they have suffered at the hands of authority will all come out in a situation like this. This is why you have a mixture of people out here tearing up shit, tearing businesses a new asshole, burning shit down. It's not just black people out there who are frustrated. It's a lot of people who are frustrated. It's a lot of people who've been done wrong. Of course, we've been done wrong the most, but we're not the only ones. But you see, they're joining us because they've had enough. Not because they've actually had enough of what's happening to us, but they've had enough of what's been happening to them. In a situation like this, it's prime for people to come together who've been suffering the same type of injustices. This government, this law enforcement is corrupt. I am blown away how people sit up here on CNN, NBC News, and act like they don't know what the hell is going on. These are supposed to be so-called educated people, people who graduated magna cum laude, people who got degrees out the wazoo. For some reason, are confused as to what the fuck is going on out here. So-called educated lanes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the people are upset. Let me look at my Rolodex of $25 words and see if I can pull out a goddamn word that describes what the fuck's going on out here. You know what the fuck's going on. The government is corrupt to a certain degree. And damn near every facet of our fucking law enforcement in this country is fucking corrupt. How the fuck you sit there and watch a crazy ass white person murder a human being in cold blood? See this with your eyes and then sit here and have some kind of misconception about what the fuck you saw. Then get on CNN and NBC News and CBS talking crazy. Well, you know, I really didn't see the other officers. Maybe the other officers was on the back of his legs. I don't know if on the back of his legs could have caused this kind of deceasement. Fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? I'm sick of this shit. And I'm sick and tired of so-called educated people with a fucking platform pretending like they don't know what the fuck's going on out here. For the sake of being politically correct. You got people out here being murdered in front of the entire world. murdered in cold blood, begging for his life. We've gotten to the point in this country where life doesn't mean a damn thing anymore, especially a black life. We've become so desensitized to human suffering, listening to analytical assholes who want to turn us into robots and remove our ability to feel emotion. You know, I heard people sit up here and say, well, it was disturbing to watch. Oh, it was hard to watch. Really? I didn't know it was supposed to be easy to watch. Watching somebody be murdered right in front of you, taking their last breath, calling for their mother. I had no idea it was supposed to be easy to watch. The fuck you mean it's hard to watch? The fuck are you talking about? Since when are watching people being murdered in cold blood, begging for their life, easy to watch? Hold on, I got an incoming call. Sorry about that, y'all. I had an incoming call. Yeah, getting back to what I was saying, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What's up, DeAndre? What's up, Frankie?
Hey, what's going on, Max? How you doing, Dame?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey,
Piss
how
the
y'all
fuck off,
doing?
man. I am sick and tired of hearing crazy shit on these news channels. It's hard to watch. It was tough to watch. I didn't know murdering somebody in cold blood was supposed to be easy to watch.
Oh, I'm like,
Mhm.
um,
You know why they say that, right?
yeah, I'm like, well, yeah, like like Dame was about to say, but Max, I'm like, I'm almost about to be 40, and you're a little older than me, right?
Yes.
So why are you
Mm-hmm.
surprised? Like,
It's just,
I'm like, what? Why are you like? Here's the thing, like, why are you surprised? Like, remember when they used to take pictures of hanging black folk?
yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
put it in the news. Like, remember, like the civil rights movement when they used to sick the dogs and beat niggas down, like all in there, and they had it live on the evening news.
Yeah.
So why are you surprised? Like, what? Why? I don't understand. Like, see, you know why I was sickening to watch, because there was no
Mm.
excuse this time, right? There was the
Right.
news
Exactly.
wasn't there to because here's the thing, right? People keep forgetting that once upon a time it was illegal to be black. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, unless you were owned by a white person. Like you had to walk around with papers to say that you was free, right? So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
when people went in and sat down at them counters and they got salt and sugar and everything thrown on them and spit on and called boy and thrown and stuff, and they had to sit there and take it. Well, they sat there and take it. I wouldn't have took none of that shit, but they sat there and took it, right? They were actually, it was a law, an actual law that was passed through whatever state they was in, right? of segregation and stuff like that, and they weren't supposed to be there. So they were actually breaking the law sitting there. So the police could beat them upside the head, do everything else and whatever else, right? Because so I'm not surprised, right? What the thing is they're surprised because they can't control the narrative because the internet, right? So everybody that got a phone now becomes a media person.
Right.
Right. So they're shocked, right? It's them, right? And they're shocked. We already know this, right? But they can't lie and say, well, why was he resistant? Why didn't he just do what he was told? Why did he do something? He must have done something. Like every white person that I heard start talking, it was a guy that he always brings up the police and breaks down how they're going to get away with it. And he basically had to say, there is no excuse for what they did to that man. It was I watched a white guy on YouTube break down that I can't even find a loophole for this one.
Wow.
A white dude, like a white dude. Yes, he literally said it. He said, I talked to every police person that I know, federal agent that I know across the country, and I can't, and this is not a split-second decision. This is because that's what they usually use. They have immunity when it comes to split-second decisions. People don't know that's why they get off a lot, right? They got to make a decision. So that I thought he had a gun, it's better to think a thought than to assume he doesn't have something and die, right? That's how they train them, right? So so they had him in custody. He said, "There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this. Like there's nothing you could say." The man was limp, and he sat there, and they said when white people start getting tongue tied because they can't lie this one, they can't white splain their way out of it, right?
They can't excuse it.
They can't excuse it. They can't excuse it. That's why it's disturbing, because now what they're saying is, damn, there's no way for us to spin it. But we'll find through the underlying conditions that exasperated, and he had high blood pressure and hypertension. Yeah, that's why he died.
No, well, they did the second autopsy, and it showed without a doubt that he died through asphyxiation. Due to sustained pressure.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Even if you do even if you do a second autopsy, right, means absolutely nothing, because they got to go by the state records because they had the body first, right? So the family can do one, but then you would have to have a federal investigation come in. So what happened was CNN went ahead and pulled that down after they raided the building and bust through the wall and the windows in Atlanta, right? You notice when CNN put that out, see, it's not a coincidence that gets put out, right, by CNN, right? And then everybody in Atlanta mobs on the CNN building and start throwing bricks through the window. See, it's not a coincidence that happened. And you notice after that, CNN had every black person they could find. Cornel West, let's get Cornel West up here. Let's get Dr. Dyson up here. Let's the Boys Choir of Harlem. Every black friend that we know, we got to get them up on this show. Because they almost CNN almost got ran up on. They didn't think it was that serious. Cerulean was saying they don't think fat meat is greasy. Right? They don't think this is serious. They forgot. Like I keep telling people, I'm not mad at listen, here's the thing, right? I'm not mad at white people. Right? That's not my problem. I'm not mad at white people because I expect as much. I don't expect them to understand. Right? Right? I don't have no hope for them to understand, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't know what it is to be disenfranchised until they leave the country and live in another country. Oh, yeah, that's when they know. Because they ain't got their white privilege no more. I say it a lot. It brings me joy when I see it. But for the average black American, they're not going to see that. Right? So white people don't see it. They don't see, their heart don't tense up when the police pull up behind them. They don't automatically go get their license and registration, put everything on the dashboard, and keep their hands straight and roll down all the windows in the car.
Right.
They don't do that. They don't, when the officer come up, they make sure that they keep their hands on the steering wheel and reach slowly and hand it to them and look straight. Don't even look at him. Don't even say nothing. Don't have an attitude. Don't nothing. Even if you do everything you're supposed to do, he's still gonna fuck with you if he feels like it. If you feel like it, right? And because you're that tense, they automatically gonna think, "Oh, you must have been doing something." But no, I'm tense because I know how this may play out. I'm just trying to get home, right? White people don't have to deal with that, so they're never going to understand you. They're never going to understand. They can see it plain as day, but they're never going to understand what you go through on a daily basis. Never, ever, ever, ever. So I don't explain. I don't care. But the shit that pissed me off is these niggas. These niggas. That's the shit that pissed me off, right? And I'm explaining to you what I mean, what I'm talking about, right? These niggas. You see them niggas on Facebook, your friends talk more. They should not be breaking down these businesses. They peaceful protest. No, stop. No, this is going to mess up his memory. Y'all are acting ratchet and all this other stuff. Niggas, I'm not worrying about white folk.
Oh.
I'm talking about the niggas. I'm talking about the niggas with the cheddar biscuits and the pats on their head because they gotta keep these jobs, sir. That's who I'm talking about. See, we looking at the white people, but you forgetting the black people in the comment section that are agreeing with the white folk. I'm not tripping about the white. I already know what it's about. I'm not tripping about them dropping bricks off in front of buildings that don't need no construction. And I'm not tripping about white people masked up running around breaking stuff and spray painting on shit and blaming it on black folk. Shit, we just saw a woman tried to get a black man killed by calling the police on him by weaponizing it, and then she got fired because it was caught on tape.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in Central Park. Park. The white woman with the dog. And everybody was more concerned about the goddamn dog because she was choking the dog. They took her dog away. They fucked the nigga. Look what she doing to that dog. They was swifter with justice with Michael Vick and some dogs than they is killing a black man in the middle of the street. Think about that for 5 seconds. You're not even worth a dog. The dog gets more rights than you. The dog that can't even talk gets more rights than you.
Exactly.
Shout out to BMT.
Yeah,
man. So, man, this is crazy. I've never seen nothing like this, man.
Why?
53 years old. This right here, this kind of wow. I mean, just in New York City alone, man, they're just going ham on everything. They're burning shit down, and it's not slowing down, man. It's escalating.
Well, I'm like, you got a dumbass president that's keep throwing fuel on the fire, right? Like every time he gets in front, like, yo, do you know they had to take him to the bunker, bro? I know. Yeah, him and his wife and his artistic looking son, man.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah, him and Byrne, aka Igor, they had to take all three of them down to the bunker, man. He mad, he big mad, bro. Like he thought he could pop stuff and then nobody gonna touch him up. Yeah, man. Like look, you know what this is? This is like, this feels like I don't know what it was when Dr. King got assassinated. But this is what I don't think it's the same in that historic manifesto of how that happened, but it feels like it, don't it?
Yeah.
If you lived during that time or you was around during that time, it feels like the riots all over the country, right? Right. It feels like LBJ is in office and it feels like riots all over the country, right? It's like a replay or something, right? Like you don't even think it's 2020. You think it's like 1960 something.
Exactly, but that's what I'm talking about, man. White people, these racist white people seem to think that we're living back in the days of the 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s. We're not those kind of black people.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'll say this. We're not those type of black people. Because nowadays this younger generation gives no fucks. And I'm gonna say it just like that, Max. They give no fucks, man.
No, they don't.
They don't give no fuck. They ain't got no job to go to because there ain't no job for them, right? The economy's bad, right? Economy's real bad. No matter what they do, they can't go to school, right? You can study all you want. You go to school, you in $125,000 worth of debt. Shoot, look at the brother and the two. They were sitting in the car, right? They were getting food. They were sitting in the car, and they saw a protester getting beat on for no reason, and they was videotaping it. And the police ran up, slashed their tires, smashed their windows, and shot and tased both of them.
Wow.
And this is in Atlanta. Now this is in Atlanta, right? The police bodied them, snatched them out the car, broke all their windows, slashed their tires so they couldn't move the car or nothing, right? It's like 13 minutes after curfew, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That happened. That happened after the black, let me say it again, the black Atlanta mayor with T.I. and Killer Mike sitting up there talking about this is Atlanta, we don't do that down here and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what she had to do? She had to fire both of them officers and put the rest of them on desk duty because she said we looked at every angle, even the body cam footage, and the body cam footage was worse than the internet video that was put out there. So we had to fire both of them officers right then and there.
Oh yeah, that's right. The officers. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Snatched them out the car, man. Like broke all the windows, bro. Like they was in the car. They wasn't protesting. They was in the car. One with the Morehouse, the other one with the Spelman. Let me tell you another one, right? You know how the mayor of New York said the police in New York were doing a bang up job. They up there beating on protesters, spraying them in the face, pushing them in the ground and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said they were doing a great job. They was doing a great job until this morning when he found out from the media that his daughter got locked up and beat up by some police.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Then he went off on the police. How am I finding out my daughter got arrested by the media and y'all didn't even let me know?
Wow.
Now remember, he white, but his wife black. So his daughter's half, right? So you was cool with them beating up on the black folk and the protesters that was protesting the thing, but when they got your daughter, it came all the way home, man. You know what? Karma is just coming like real quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Coming, boy. It's hitting them corners, man. It's hitting them corners hard.
It's the negative energy, man. They put out too much negative energy in this world, bro. It's all coming back, and I don't think they can stop it. This is something different. I've never seen nothing like this before, man. I've seen riots in my day, but this right here, this is something else, man. More and more people, check this out. More and more people are gathering. They're coming, like different people from different, even people coming from overseas are flying over here and joining into this shit.
Yeah, like shit, like they in Japan, they had a whole damn okay, so they had some Black Lives people. I didn't even know they had like a Black Lives movement over here, right? They got a Black Lives movement. They had like a good 3,000-4,000 people in Tokyo marching in front of the U.S. Embassy. They doing it in Osaka. This weekend coming up, they doing one in Kyoto, they doing it in Osaka, they doing it in Nagoya, they doing it in Tokyo again, they doing it in Yokohama. Yo, they in London in front of the embassy, man. It's like 5,000 people. Like, yo, it's all over the world popping the fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like it's all over the world popping the hell off. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just said they having demonstrations in Germany too.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is it.
Oh yeah.
It started like some kind of chain effect, man. It's like it's rattling off all around. I've never seen that before.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's the United States turn, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know what? This is the question I gotta ask. Remember that dude?
Hold on, look at this
Um,
battle BMT. What's up, brother BMT?
Hey, what's going on? What's going
who's
on?
going?
Tell me glad to have you with us, bro.
Not too much.
You know what I wanted to know? Remember, during the last summer, right? When the NBA was going to China, and then that what's his name? That the I think the general manager for the Rockets was like free Hong Kong, right? And LeBron James was like he should have kept his mouth closed until we got the hell back, right? And people was like he was a communist and stuff. And then I was reading some comments and somebody said, well, this is what LeBron James was talking about. He ain't got time to be worried about somebody in another country when he can barely be a citizen in his own. See, it's a shame when an immigrant from another country can come to your country and be treated better than you as a full-fledged citizen, supposedly, right? So the like it's this oxymoronic thing, right? You know, they was going through a slew of Trump's tweets, how he was telling the Irani people to don't hurt the protesters, let them protest, let them all this. The white nationalists ran up into the state house in Michigan with their guns, armed to the teeth, because they just want to go outside, right? Ain't nobody killing them. You know what I mean? Nobody's sitting on their neck for 9 minutes, screaming for their mother and their kids. And here's the thing that tripped me out, right? Here's the thing that tripped me out. Y'all watching this man die, but ain't nobody run over there and push that motherfucking police officer off of that man.
See, in the 60s, they would have did that.
They would have beat their ass. They would have came out the store and beat their. But you know why they can't do it? Because they know how corrupt they is too. You know what I'm saying? They know how corrupt they is too. Because you know how many complaints has been filed against that police department and ain't nobody get no settlements? That's crazy.
You know what? When I was watching the video, right, the conversation that was going on around the situation tripped me out. You know, they was like, yeah, he can't breathe, get this and that, but nobody, like you said, nobody moved to do anything. I understand you don't want to get shot, but God, I mean, the other officers, nobody did anything.
Nah.
That was good there, man. Like,
remember that stand up Richard Pryor did, like live on the Sunset Strip? We had all the red on, and he was talking about you know, the chokehold and shit, the LAPD chokehold. How they was like, oh, can you break a nigger? Yep, stays right here in their manual. You can break a nigger. All right, cool, no problem. Right? Like the thing is, like you heard about the in Louisville, Kentucky, the black store owner, right? Got shot, got killed, right? And the police commissioner got relieved of duty because guess what? When he got shot and killed, the officers on scene turned off their body cams. What's the point of having a body cam when it ain't never on, right?
Yeah.
Right? They killed him. They killed him. See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When I watched the Freddie Gray riots, they weren't rioting. It was people from out of town doing stuff and whatever, right? But usually when black people go ham, they usually mess up their own shit, right? Which is kind of stupid. Right? You notice that they're strategically fucking up the white people shit. They go into the rich neighborhood and fucking up the white people shit. And here's another thing, right? The white people shit that's getting fucked up, well, in the white people neighborhoods are getting fucked up by white people, but the people that own those businesses are immigrants. They're not white people. Wow. Right? Wow. Well, if you actually go look at the buildings that got fucked up in the businesses, and you go actually research who's the business owner, it's some Middle Eastern, it's some Turk, it's some Iran, it's some Iraqi, it's somebody that's on some refugee status or from the Middle East or from Asia somewhere. It's barely a white person. They may be a manager at the store, but they don't own it because the shit that they own, they had armed people out there with ARs guarding their shit. So even in their neighborhoods, they're letting these protesters loot the shit. Now here's another thing, right? I haven't listen. I'm, you know, what I mean, I've been in a lot of hoods. I ain't seen a goddamn Target nowhere. I ain't seen a Target nowhere in the hood, really. You know, that's
Nah.
usually in the white person neighborhood. You know, Target's like a step up from Walmart, right? You know what I mean? Like Kmart,
You kind of
Target.
like Kings. You see that the Kings, you don't see that in the ghetto either.
Yeah, you don't see that either, right? So that's in a what, a lower, like you would find a Target like in a lower to mid suburban area. Like, you know, suburban area or something like that. They usually by a highway or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, BMT? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah, I was just finishing up on some stuff, but yeah. So I've been out there on the paint. You know, I don't like to, and you know, and I've been listening to a lot of people, I guess talk about what, I guess us vandalizers or protesters have been doing and shit. And I'm like, well, damn, y'all got all this smoke, you know, but they got mad at me when I said it at the Rumble. We see a lot of black men got all this smoke for black people, and shit, and you know, some of these manosphere niggas, they know who they are. They got smoke for black women and feminism and shit. But I'm like, well, damn, where the hell is your black ass out there in the paint when it's time to make moves on the system? Like I'm actually out here, and I got brick and mortar businesses. I got shit to put up on the fucking goddamn chopping block to lose. But I'm still out there. Mind you, in my city, we had the Amy
Hold on
9.
1 second, BMP. Hey, Dang.
Yes.
Take over for me. I gotta go.
All right.
All right, y'all gotta go. Man. I gotta go on the road. I'll let y'all get that thing. Take it over.
Okay. Am I good or
Okay.
y'all about to?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
So-
BMT.
So my church got shot up. The Amy 9 got shot. That's my stepdaddy's church. That was my church that got shot. Walter Scott, that's a Geechee Gullah. So that's one of my people. So we've had a lot of crazy stuff happen down here in the South. And then not to mention further down the dirt road, you know, that's what we call it. And then Georgia, the DAs and the whole police department corrupt as fuck with the Ahmaud Arbery. And I'm hearing all these damn YouTube politicians, I like to call them, complain and bitch about, damn, why are black people, why are y'all tearing up shit? And I'm like, hold up, bro. It's a system, mind you, Brianna. Much respect to Brianna. Much respect to Arbery. Much respect to goddamn, we have Brother George. Like, I mean, goddamn, when the system is just that fucked up. And that ain't even the names that actually have been shown. But there are more black people who've been getting killed throughout this COVID shit.
Yeah.
And we're watching everybody has the smoke for the black kid. But you don't got no smoke for that goddamn motherfucking Becky that got the damn dog and saying that I can use my white authority on you. You don't got no smoke for that white collar man. Look at the dude at Target even said out his own damn mouth, listen, y'all want to fuck shit up, go ahead. I got insurance. Y'all, I get how this shit works. I don't y'all don't control the powers that be. People trying to bring, well, BNT didn't use so yeah. So I've been all around the world, and I'm gonna tell you right now, motherfuckers riot whenever they get pissed off that the shit ain't going their way. Everybody riots.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, BMT. You gotta see. We gotta stop using that word riot.
Well, right? they want to say that what do you want to call it? Revolt?
Yeah,
we want.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it the more nicer term, revolt.
No. It's not a more nicer term. It's actually what it is, right? See, riot is what they do after they win a basketball championship or a hockey championship or a football championship, because there's no reason for it. They just fuck shit up, right? There's no reason for it, right? A revolt or a rebellion is for change. So if you're fucking shit up for a reason because you're not being heard and you want to be heard and you want change, right? That's what you call it. You call it a revolution. You call it a revolt, like the Boston Tea Party, right? Taxation without representation and all that shit that the country was supposedly built on. Yeah. So we gonna
Okay.
call it a revolt. Because see,
Okay,
riots.
thank you for that. Thank you for that, DeAndre, for educating me on that. I thank you for that. Thank you, brother.
Mhm.
See, I don't got no problem to properly clean it up, but I'll start going about using that they're revolting. This country was built on that. The American Revolution. Oh, you are correct. Yes. So we have been doing this since the founding of this country. Whenever people don't get what they want, they start revolting and doing stuff. Actually, that's been done all around the world. It's kind of an age-old effective process. You don't get what you want, powers that be don't want to keep on doing wrong. The people say the hell with it, off with the head, and that's what they go about doing it. You can go read a book, world studies. So now they had no fun in making fun of black people taking a knee. They had no fun. They had all their fun. I can't breathe. The T-shirts and every stuff. Cutting up and burning jerseys and socks and stuff. So now people are saying, okay, man, y'all just don't care. And see, this is when it comes time. We said this before. After COVID, y'all are going to see some drastic changes. People's true colors are going to start coming out. That's what you're going to start seeing. And see, we got to be real. A lot of people are starting to see it as for what it is. You got some cowardice dogs, and you got some people who don't give a lick about us and our doggone flourishing of our survival. They rather just go ahead and bootlick and keep their head down like ostriches. Hell with that, man. I'm doing this not for me. I'm doing it so that way my sons and my daughters, when they walk down that street and it's literally around 7 or 8 o'clock, ain't no dog on the law, man. He got to put fear in the back of his mind. Yo, I unjustly mess with them doggone teens. That's my ass, and I will get prosecuted just like they would. See, they don't get the same prosecution system that we get. They don't get that.
No.
They don't get touched like us. Just like that one cop that was going around in New York that was raping black women in the doggone urban community. You know what I'm saying? They were lowering down his doggone charges. That's what I'm saying, man. If a black cop gets called screwed up, guess what? That process goes real fast. But when a white cop gets caught, they take their time with that process. And you see, that's how you know the power that be, man. It's just never going to be fair.
Well,
it's never going to be just.
Well, let me ask you a question, right? See, this is the question. See, this is when you start asking questions. See, if you start asking questions, then people start thinking, and then now you come up with solutions, right? Because we burning, we fucking shit up. That's good. That's great. Outstanding. But then we got to bring them to the table, right? To the negotiation table, right? Because a war of attrition is not going to work in our favor, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we less than the population. So actually, the people that are doing, like, yo, they're protesting in Utah. How many niggas in Utah?
What?
What are y'all protesting for? That's Mormon country. What are y'all protesting for? What are y'all now? See, y'all now them motherfuckers is rioting, right? Y'all riding. Y'all ain't got shit. That's Mormon country. Like, what the fuck? Like, why you ain't no niggas in Utah like that other than Karl Malone and a couple of other stragglers? Ain't no niggas in Utah. So what is the issue? You know what I'm saying? So these are the questions that I have to ask. Are federal agents unionized?
You know, the thing about it, DeAndre, and see, this is the thing that this thing that they don't, and I'm not telling everything, but we do have people that are moving in the ditches, in the trenches, and they don't know that we're getting things. We're actually paying for lawyers. We have funds getting set up for lawyers from Houston, all throughout the Southeast. And that's not for the revolutionists, but actually to start getting in there and say, hey, you see what's going on? If you haven't noticed, a lot of doggone people with platforms, their dirty laundry has been getting aired out. So what happens is you have to have reasonable cause to remove them. So once they get removed, and we can say, all right, so you've been having this guy, this right here, this sheriff for a reasonable amount of time has been running biases on these type of people. So we need to find and we need to remove him. Mind you, I think they finally had a sheriff that was from out of the country. He said, yo, man, I'm I'm not gonna lie, we got some pretty dirty, corrupt sheriffs and departments out here. So that means even the police know that we got some fractures in the system. So that would mean if we can hire DeAndre or Miss Dame Frankie to doggone and they're the right people for the job, start writing them up to take those positions. Start doggone pushing those type of people that you need to, hey, we got people. Let's set up our own citizen council so that way, guess what? We can do our own type of policing of internal affairs. Because we get that y'all can't do it no more. And what do we got to lose by us doing ourselves? You get what I'm saying, brother? Like at this point, you got to start. I get you because we were talking about that on the Sunday Hour of Power. You got to start making some sense solutions. You understand it? There are going to be some backlash. So now it's going to be: are you willing to be your brother's keeper, or are you willing to go be back on life support on that system that don't really rock with you? You know what I'm saying? I'm at peace with that. I'm teaching everybody in my community how to beg and how to handle a firearm. So I'm saying, the police officers, they hit their crippling thing, which there's only right now, I think only 3 of them are allowed to actually patrol my area right now. Everybody else literally is allowed to be a deputy for right now. That's in my area for right now. So we have to be on code. Right now, surprisingly enough, guess what? Crime went down. Why did crime go down in my area? Because everybody knows if we catch you slipping or going ahead and mess with somebody's store, we're going to rock you. So that means we're showing that, guess what? We can police ourselves if given a chance. But everybody always say if they get reparations, they're going to be jacked up. If they doggone get power, they're going to be jacked. See, and it's bad that we got our own black people that will so quickly talk down on us and doggone be that doggone Samuel Jackson before even giving one of us 3 the shot to actually do right by our own people. That's the thing that's killing me. They'll grab a Candace, a Brandon, all them damn bootlickers and some of these goddamn YouTubers and let them talk and say they agree. Man, bump T.I., bump doggone Shakana, and bump Killer Mike. Hell with them. Because doggone even Tory Lanez called her. Hell, hold up. Only reason why y'all are saying don't burn down those Gucci store. Ain't no nigga own no damn Gucci. We don't own no damn Louis Vuitton. How many times those people that did blackface on us and made fun of us and say don't buy that shit, and now y'all want to give a damn about them? Why? Because they know that they say, hey, get your black people back in line. Fuck that. But nobody said anything when Jay-Z made that call towards that governor and say, hey man, if you want them to chill out, you might want to go ahead and deal with that white people. So it went from doggone being a health problem to now it's a homicide. And now the people are pushing for, that was a homicide. But don't just go after that one cop. You got to keep that same energy with those 2 other cops. Not only just that, don't stop just there. You also got some more people in that department. See, you got to keep the pressure going. We can't just get satisfied when we just get that one win. We got to keep it going. But then if you keep it going, you might not like what you dig up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say like this, and I totally agree with you, right? This is an easy solution, right? Because when you put policies in place, you got to have funding, and then you got to make a whole other department and all this other crazy shit, right? So here's the easiest way to deal with this, right? Since they say that they're at war all the time, every day that they leave their house, they put on their uniform. Since you're at war, we're going to treat you like agents of war. You're just going to have oversight by the fucking military, right? You know what I'm saying? You're just going to have some UCMJ action popping just for the police. You don't have a union, right? Just like federal agents don't have a union, like the military doesn't have a union. Everybody's got training across the board. You can't get kicked out of the branch of the military and then go join another branch after you done got kicked out. That's not how that works, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree, brother. And that's a big issue that we have going on. Like, brother DeAndre, if I could say, hey man, listen, bro, I will give you, like right now, let me say, and the sloppy thing about it is right now, like they're threatening to close down my kid's school. So they're trying to choke us out. See, they can't get, this is how they play this is how they play the big game. Y'all want to step out of line? We'll close down your black school. So now, either I have to choose: do I go down there and protest in Charleston, or do I go to my kid's school and fight to keep my kid's school open? Because mind you, if the kid's school closed, guess what? That's less money that comes to the black community.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game that they play. There are going to be more black schools and more black things that are in our community that are going to get closed and say, well, we got to fix the city. And that building that Frankie's running ain't really making that kind of money. So we're going to go ahead and shut that down and go fix that white building. So they're trying to run, they're trying to run a gambit on them. And I'm like, yo, bro. They're like, Mr. Johnson, what we going to do? I say, listen, bro. Listen, if we got to take one of these buildings that we use for our business, shut it down and put our babies in there and homeschool them in there, then shit, we're going to have to just rock it. You sure? We're going to have to just brave to the winner. Fuck it. If we go without, we got to go without it. But I'm at that. I'm at this YouTube dude. I'm a father. I love my city. I love my people. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to make sure mine and all my babies in my community make it. But I'm damn sure ain't gonna let it be under no kind of tyrannical rule where some dude who don't give a shit about me is gonna run me and run my people. Hell with that. You gotta understand, like, to get change, you gotta be willing to give up. You gotta get out of your comfortable zone. But a lot of people ain't willing to take that type of run. I get it. They threaten my business too. I caught some of those white little emo kids running around with doggone face mask on. Oh, I bust some of them up. Yeah, that's right. Yo, if y'all see them running around with backpack, really, why would somebody who lives in your area need to carry a doggone backpack if they literally live in the area? They could just go get in their car, stop by, do what they need to do, and keep it moving. Most of the people that live in the area that know the mom and pop stores, if Jay Sean were to take me to New York, he don't need no backpack to get around. He gonna be like, what you need? I've been in New York. Most of the people who live there, they don't have to carry no backpack. They'll tell you, hey, don't. I can't say, leave that backpack in the car. That'll get you in trouble with the cops. He tells me that before I even got out the car. So now I know the rules. So we just walk whatever we can carry in our pockets. That's it. Boom. We go right into the station, get where we got to go and go. So we already know the people who don't belong in our area, and we catching them. Hey, what you doing? Oh, well, we're going to destroy the assembly. Oh, okay, we got one. Let's whoop his ass real quick. Drag his ass right there. Officer, take this one. We got another one of them. You got to catch them right there in the act. And the police, oh, wow, y'all really beating them up? Yeah. See, they don't show us actually the ones that are in the city that are catching these little cretins and little crazy people. They don't show us actually catching them. We tagging their buses and stuff, all that stuff. We taking homeless off the streets. Hey man, leave these people alone. We got homeless people right here. Leave them alone. They ain't got nothing to do with it. This is the tuxedo business for the Gullah people. Don't bother it. They don't show those footages. But what they will show is some kind of store that we don't own and say, oh, the black people fucking it up. Nah, bro.
That's what I'm saying, brother. Like, but see, that's where it comes with us, where we got platforms and everything like that. But BMT, give me 1 second.
Go.
Cerulean and Jay Sean to the panel.
Yeah, greetings, esteemed brethren.
What's going on?
What's going on, Cerulean? And Jay Sean, what's up, bro?
Hey.
I couldn't find the mute button. I'm sorry.
What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Jay Sean?
What's up, family? What's going on? What's up, Saru? What's going on, Dre? Dame, my brother BMT. Hey, I just want to say, look, I don't appreciate what's happening. You know what I mean? Destruction is never good, but it's always necessary. Why? Because my memory serves me correctly. There were a lot of black people who were on YouTube making fun of the kneeling protests. Am I bugging? Did that happen? There was always people talking.
That happened, Jay Sean.
Okay, there was people making fun of it, so on. They ain't gonna change nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. It was literally the most submissive protest in the history of mankind. You literally get on your knees, and he got it from because he used to sit down.
Yeah,
and then he got it from. He got the sitting down from Marshawn Lynch, by the way. But anyway,
Yeah.
he got the kneeling from a Special Forces Army Ranger.
Yeah.
So when we're in the rest, when soldiers are really going through a bad time, we're losing people, we take a knee. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, look, we're going through it right now. Let's take a knee, and we're recognizing the stress that we're in right now. We're recognizing the situation that we're in right now, and we're going to take this knee. And he said, be more respectful, to us. You know what I mean? If you would do something like that. So to pay homage to the soldiers and to that soldier, he started taking the knee. He literally got it from a White Ranger. And the White Ranger used to stand right next to him and put his hand on the shoulder when he first started doing it. So it was the most submissive protest ever. So now everybody's turning up and looting just like the Tea Party did. The country was founded on looting and turning up. These motherfuckers who run around here with "Don't Tread Me" flags and calling you thugs. Now I want you to make sense of that. The country you say you love so much, and you run around here with "Don't Tread on Me" flags. Which I'm gonna tell you what hits on a lot of different levels. The Boston Tea Party was a straight riot. That's all they did. It wasn't just one neither. They riot up and down the East Coast, against the monarchs. And then who were they hurting? They wasn't hurting the king and them back in Europe. Yeah, we was hurting his paper. They were hurting Americans who were like the barons and the dukes of the colonies. So they were fucking up the economy right here in America. That's how the Revolutionary War started. And these same motherfuckers going to tell you don't tread on them while they're carrying the flag of rebels who did nothing but riot and looted. And while they were saying don't tread on me, here's the kicker. While they were waving a flag that said don't tread on me, they had they had about 1 million niggas in slavery. This lets you know the psychology of the country you're in and what it was founded on. So this is the rock we're founded on. Yeah. You don't want to listen. You shot and killed a man who preached nonviolent protest. His name was Dr. King. You forgot about him? You murdered him. You murdered everybody else. You murdered the Black Panthers, Fred Hampton in his sleep. You murdered all our leaders. So now that we leaderless all over the goddamn place and wild as shit, and then we start rioting, kind of like how your forefathers did. Now you want to cry foul. Look, unfortunately, we live in a country that will not change unless there's some type of pain. That's not really our problem. It's bad. I don't like that we're looting and breaking up shit, but it's really a testament to the psyche and overall health, mental health of America itself. That it takes this much. That you can't see there's something wrong and you can't do nothing about it. You can't see this is fucked up. You can't see the injustice leads to this. What do you think is going to happen? You can't live under injustice forever. The country turns up and flares up into riots every fucking 40, 50 years. So history tells you this is going to happen again.
Well, it's not just the looting that started the Revolutionary War, the rioting and the looting is what won the Revolutionary War, because you have to understand that acts of vandalism against property, looting, taking goods, and what you will, that is what won the Revolutionary War. Yeah, right. It wasn't even the armed combat, because remember, Britain, which all armies march on their bellies, couldn't feed their war machine until they were eventually, dwindled down to a force that couldn't fight or protect itself. And the leftover soldiers, Britain just abandoned them here, and they were absorbed into the American body. That's basically what happened. That's what ended the Revolutionary War.
And what will alleviate all of this? I got to take a page from, I'm going to expand on something Stephen Jackson said. Common sense ain't common, a little common sense. All they had to do was do the right thing. It's kind of like I meet people, I meet niggas where they at. Most niggas are Christians, right? So let me meet them where they are. They got this thing called the 10 Commandments, right? And in the 10 Commandments, they give you 10 things you're not supposed to do. Now, here's my thing on this real quick, Cerulean. It takes energy to do wrong, according to the 10 Commandments, right? It says, I shall not commit adultery. Well, guess what? It costs you no fucking energy, and it's always easy to do the right thing. It takes a lot of energy to do the hard thing. They spend billions of dollars to execute injustice, billions of dollars in settlements because of what cops do around the country. Billions. This is how dedicated they are to whitewash, surf rule. You understand me? This is how dedicated they are to it. It would have been easier just to fucking arrest the cops after they got fired. If you had enough to arrest them, enough to fire them, you had enough to arrest them. You didn't want to do that. So the country flares up. So now you got literally one white person who could have made a decision that it will alleviate all of this shit. But now who's going to get blamed? The people who are suffering, the people who are mad, the people who are ignorant based on your education system, your lack of resources. So they lashing out ignorantly. Well, guess what? That's a country that made them ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They will never take responsibility for what they do. What I mean is they're the powers that be. If you're going to be in power, you got to take responsibility. Like they say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. They refuse to take that responsibility. All they want to do is fucking scapegoat. And who's the biggest scapegoat in American history? Us.
But here's the fundamental problem is that when my organization was there, along with the dozens of organizations from around Minneapolis, we had reinforcements from Milwaukee, Iowa, and what we demanded was not only charge the officer that did the actual murder, but the other 3 as accessories. And they were fully prepared to tear the house down, and tear the governor's house down, and tear the mayor's house down. And it took 4 days. I want you to understand is it's 4 days to make a statement. And what happened was you had the white community, the foreign national community. You know it's bad already when foreign nationals who control about half of the businesses that were burned down over Minneapolis and the whites. You know, I say, look, why aren't these guys in handcuffs already?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like if you really think about it like this, right?
Because I'll tell you this, foreign nationals and the whites, they understood very well what the implications of that were going to happen. As a matter of fact, the Minneapolis mayor well knew that there was going to be a flare-up if there wasn't an arrest made, if there wasn't charges being brought, there wasn't an indictment. And if there's not an indictment, guess what's going to happen? They say, and I don't blame them, anybody for doing what they're doing. Destruction is absolutely necessary. Notice how whenever we do things quietly, they want the money to keep flowing. See that those pockets, when those pockets get tapped into, see, not only that, but when you're talking about rioting, looting, you're not just talking about the pockets. You're forcing people to give a fuck. Because in fact, what you're doing is that you're inciting others to be your proxies. Because now they're forced to give a fuck. Now you have made this fight theirs as well. And that's the whole purpose of rioting and looting is that either everybody's gonna suffer, everybody's gonna prosper, or everybody's gonna suffer. If we have to suffer, everybody's gonna have to suffer.
Yeah. And that's why I say we have to stop using those trigger words of rioting and looting and call it rebelling and revolting and revolutionizing.
Call it liberating, because that's exactly that's exactly what we did. Is men who wore the uniform, we didn't go in there and riot, loot, or kill and cause destruction. No, what we did was we liberated places. Yeah,
and now we're liberating ourselves.
Forces right along with it.
And, I'm gonna say this real quick because I got property back in America.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and I know people who got property, so my property is insured. Now, do I want anything to happen to my property?
Of course not.
No, but I'm more upset. And this is the moral character of the country. This has got nothing to do with race at this point. What I'm about to say next. This is this is something that I talk to white people at my job about. I said, fine, you don't have to be pro-black. Just be pro-Constitution. That's all you got to be. Pro-Bill of Rights. Or pro yourself. You know goddamn well you would not want your son or your daughter treated like our sons and daughters. Period. So you know better. I don't want to hear it. You know better. But here's the thing. My property, no matter how much is dear to me and is valued to me, is insured. And yes, it'll be a headache. I gotta come out with $1,000, what's the word I'm looking for? $1, not down payment.
Co-payment.
Co-payment or
No, not
deductible?
co-payment. Deductible. Thank you. I'm at a brain cramp. I got to come up with $1,000 deductible. Yeah, okay, but I can rebuild because I got resources. And guess what? So do those other people. They'll be fine. The truth of the matter is, we are valuing property now over life. We're valuing inconvenience over life. So when we see somebody get frustrated in a car and try to mow down a group of people because now they can't move, I get it. You feel trapped. You know what I mean? I understand that you want to go about your business, but guess what? Now you get a sliver of how it feels to be incarcerated or accosted for nothing.
Look,
how you think it feels to have 4 fucking big ass white men on you, holding you down? How do you think it feels to be a 9-year-old kid like Jay Sean in Brooklyn and have a white man put a gun in my face, a white cop put a gun in his face, calling me a nigga? How do you think that shit feels? And I can't move, and I can't go nowhere. Yeah. How you think that's it? How inconvenienced do you think I am?
But like I said, you know, and that's what I said is like I don't even get in those back and forths with you know, with white people, right? If I read it and I read it and what they're saying and whatever, I don't even get back and forth with them because they're not going to understand. What my problem is us, right? See, my problem is us, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at us and when you look at other people, when the revolution starts and all of this other stuff, of course you're going to have traitors because they're the ones that are getting the doggy biscuits and the pats on the head and things of that nature, right? So you're going to have those people. So that's understandable. But when you got somebody sitting next to you where y'all dealing with the same thing day in and day out, and then they're like, man, you know, I don't know why they tripping, man. They should just peacefully protest. And then you look at the dude and you remember, like Jay Sean said, man, they out there kneeling. That kneeling ain't going to do nothing. They ain't over there praying. They ain't going to do nothing, right? So when you look at them and say, okay, so now they trying to do something. What are you doing? How are you feeling? Like, what are you marching? How many, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, I can't get there to, you know, to march down the street, but I'm going to just use my platform to say what I need to say.
It's bitching and moaning. That's all it is. It's bitching and moaning. That's all they're doing. Yeah. Good. I'm sorry. Good.
Here's my thing, okay? Like, I have footage I can't even show anybody. You see what I'm saying?
It's understandable.
It would convict, well, one, myself, and 2, it would convict quite a few good people over Minneapolis, not just from Minneapolis, but in other parts of the country that have been here over the course of this tragedy. Now that taking place in a quote-unquote riot is a felony. See, the thing is that we're not doing this shit for press.
Yeah.
Because this is, at the end of the day, this is not just a man's life. You're talking about a culmination of tragedies that have happened to Black people. And people are fucking sick of it. And when it comes to Minneapolis, I know the city of Minneapolis is the first time that you have ever seen the entire city ever united on anything. Okay, they've been sick of the MPD for a long time and getting sick of their shit for a long time. We have tried to get police convicted, tried to get FBI involvement, DOJ involvement. You need to investigate these people. When we were putting out their information over 6 years ago, next you know, you had an incident where they had the Christmas tree, you know, and they were trying to decorate with all these racist things. They decorated with the noose. With there was hot Cheetos, grape soda can. You know, he decorated a Christmas tree. This was over the Christmas holiday, and they did this against the few Black officers that were inside of the police precinct, and they thought that shit was funny.
So let me jump in real quick, man, because I'm gonna ask you a question. Before I answer the question, you just said something I need to point out to people. I'm actually gonna point this out on my next live stream. I'm going deep into it. People act like they don't see what they see. People act like when Tamir Rice was killed that the initial police report was an actual fabrication. Like these police officers have a history of lying actually on what should be federal legal documents. They should get in trouble for this shit. So, the initial reports on Tim Rice was that he was with a group of young men, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he did what they say he did, which he did not do, because when they didn't know that rec center across the street had a fucking camera. They didn't know that. So the video came out later, they changed the fucking police report. We also know in the Amber Geiger case, we heard the text messages and the exchanges between the white cops. And not only were they talking about, this is the funny part. This is what niggas keep talking about the riots and why they tearing up shit. They were at a fucking civil rights Martin Luther King parade. This is not even a riot. This is not even a protest. It's just a parade thing that they had going on over there in Texas. The black people were doing, and they were sitting there clowning the black people. And not only were they sitting there talking crazy about the black people, they were talking crazy about other black cops. Now everybody's gonna sweep that shit under the goddamn rug. All that came out during the Amber Geiger trial. All of it. So it just is what it fucking is at this point.
I want you to notice something though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single place that there is racism, these are places they want to keep you out of.
Yep.
And these are exactly the places that you actually need to be.
They called it white Wakanda, right? They said Minnesota was a white Wakanda. Hey, what's the name of that officer that they said they prosecuted? That black Noah, right? What's his name? Because that was they actually said. Is it true, Sully? I just want to ask you because you're from there. Is it true that he's the only cop that's ever been prosecuted in the history of the state?
He is the only one, and we've actually had dozens of cops that we've actually had to try to get prosecuted, indicted. We tried to have DOJ, get involved. We tried to have the FBI get involved. Everybody's passed. See, all of those are very peaceful things.
Follow-up question. I know you're about to go in. Follow-up question, sir. That's the only cop that's been prosecuted. Killed a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
Was that on tape?
No, it was not on tape. The actual shooting of the Australian foreign national? No.
So for anybody listening to the sound of our voices who say we're trying to make excuses for the looters and all that, no, we're not making excuses for anything. We're trying to give you context to reality. You see, the problem is a lot of y'all have been conditioned to think like white folk. You know what I mean? You think you white when you got something. You get a little bit of property, you get a little position, and you think you fucking made it. That's why I always talk about the group. Everybody operates as a group. That's how power dynamics work. Power is a group phenomenon, and you keep forgetting about your group. So if you're not working with your group or leading your group, guess what? You end up ass out. You end up isolated, you end up by yourself. So when you have this conversation about what they should be doing, you sound like your master who fucking raised you well. You just a raised nigga. That's all you are. Because you're not dealing with the facts on the ground. You're not dealing with context. You're not dealing with what they say, attenuating circumstances. They love to throw that at you, right? When they say what you saw was what you saw on the tape wasn't what you really saw. There's attenuating circumstances, and then the motherfucker end up getting caught loose. See, let's throw some attenuating circumstances back at the cops. You got the only fucking police officer who was convicted in that state happened to be an African descent, a cop of African descent, killing a white woman off tape. You got a fucking video of every angle you could think of showing you what happened to this brother, and they took a damn 5 days to arrest one of them. They still got 3 out there who still haven't been been arrested. And if it was 4 black cops doing this to a white boy, what would have happened.
Well, Jay Sean, just now you're talking about that. They moved his ass twice. Yeah. I just read an article that they moved the guy that got arrested that killed the brother George Floyd. They moved him twice, and the reasons of fear of COVID-19. Basically, they're about to hide his ass out somewhere.
No, what they feared was that he was going to get killed in county because that's exactly where all the niggas is at.
So they probably gonna put him with the white supremacists, the area nation guys to protect him. You know what I'm saying? So nothing happened to him.
I find this it's so fucking amazing to me, man. That I'm talking about. This is black people getting on my nerves with this shit, man. This gut reaction to shit on their own and chastise their own. When look, there's a lot of shit in the black community I do not co-sign. I don't give a fuck about a ratchet whore. I don't care.
But
I don't co-sign none of that shit. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm more okay with that than a fucking cop walking around with goddamn racist tattoos on his arm.
But you notice that
Mhm.
that we have been consistent since we've actually been on YouTube.
Yeah.
Brought
Yeah.
in Negroes,
Yeah.
such as the ABLs, the Obsidians, all these coon ass niggas. And you know what's funny about that shit? You know what's so fucking funny about that shit? One of these niggas ended up on Suge's panel 2 years ago when me and Max was on there.
Mm.
And that nigga sat there and let that bitch nigga troll me. And that bitch nigga had a fucking nerve. He actually had the chance to make a good impression the first time, but see, he wanted to hear that Great Faulkner Initiative just so he could shit on it because he's a fucking coon ass nigga too.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why I am an advocate for black on black violence. Because some of you niggas just ain't gonna fucking make it.
That is true.
This is a reality. You don't get your fucking heads out of your asses and understand that you need to lock arms with your fucking brothers and sisters while they out here suffering, while you fucking make a trope out of it right here on this platform. You're crying about pussy all fucking day. Because that's all you really want. Some little pussy.
Don't forget about the back rub.
Mhm.
All you want, yeah, all you want is a back rub, your feet rubbed, a Thai soapy.
Yeah.
They want to drink that bath water, man. They want a whole liter of that bath water, bro.
No, they have no.
Oh, don't forget they want the Shabbat base. You know, it's gonna be okay.
Because I think need to have y'all motherfucking heads pushed in all the way to the back of your fucking shoulders.
They don't understand that they're the trained monkeys that they talk about. You know what I mean? They're the trained monkeys that they talk about because every time something happens, they got something to say about their own, but they have nothing to say about white people.
We have TC. We're in St. Paul. We have resources. You one of the brothers that was out there liberating, one of the sisters out there liberating. When you're St. Paul, look, shelter is here, food is here, transportation is here. We know our way around the city, and we got brothers. We are organized. That's where we at. That's where we at with it.
I'm gonna say this. Before we keep going, we'd like to welcome Sister Vonda to the panel. How you doing there, Sister Vonda?
Hey, you guys. I'm just getting ready for work. I didn't even realize I was up here. But hey, I just want to say that I just think that this is so disheartening. And I do realize that it does take this type of liberating uprising for us to even be included in a piece of the pie. The only thing that just bothers me is going to be our people that are going to take the brunt of it and suffer the most damage when it comes down to it. But I just hope at the end of it is not all for nothing, you know.
No, see, what's going to have to happen is I always say it's gonna take things to get a lot worse. And what I would suggest to people is to keep resisting. And if you got these people and you still want to be on some coon shit, these niggas want to be on some coon shit. Whenever the shit happens to you, the same way that it happened to Skip Gates, because a lot of you niggas think because you get some fucking money that you've escaped white supremacy.
Oh word.
Skip Gates, the same way that it happened to Dre. I'm talking about Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah, you learn real quick.
What's funny about this too is that these dudes are throwing all this shit out here about save yourself, black man, and all that kind of shit. And to save yourself is to find yourself between the legs of another race of women. And I'm not going to cape for black women or nothing, but I just got to point this out. This brother got murdered in broad daylight, and he had a whole white chick. So I want you to explain to me these concepts, these idiotic, these so-called solutions that you motherfuckers keep coming up with. Because I keep seeing, these because back to Amber Geiger, this is a dude that was swirling all the time. The dude that was in the park in Central Park recently, he out here with a whole bunch of gang of white chicks. So I'm trying to figure out how you're saving yourself. All right? Saving yourself is not about caping for black women or not caping for black women. Saving yourself is creating a power structure, you know what I mean? Led by your men.
You see, the thing is that this is what they think, saving yourself. They think because you got a couple of dollars in your pocket, right? You got some access to some non-black vagina. They think that's saving yourself. Now, let me show you what what happens when you're in between the legs of a white woman, right? Now, that Negro's fiance came out trying to pacify the black community. You think them niggas was going? They told the bitch to shut the fuck up. The family, the actual family of George Floyd told that bitch to shut the fuck up. You don't speak for the family.
Yep.
Like, we're not gonna fucking fall for that. Oh, he wouldn't have wanted this. Actually, he would have wanted this. He would have wanted to fucking breathe. He would have wanted to fucking live. And if he would have fucking died before, if his last words wasn't "mama," they would have been destroy this motherfucking city if they kill me. Because I've been too goddamn good to this city.
Yeah. And you are absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking about how the New York mayor was talking, the police were doing a great job out there, was fucking people up and all that other stuff until his daughter got locked up and fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And his daughter's half black.
Is she okay? Is she okay?
Well, he got mad because the media told him that his daughter got locked up in the police department.
That's matter though. I just want to channel my sister and brothers. Is she okay?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Is she all right?
Is our Stargate safe?
Listen. I heard Ling Ling left old dude when he got locked up. She put in for a divorce post haste immediately. Ling Ling from Laos.
Let me tell you something. Minnesota has been sitting on a powder keg. See, a lot of these Negroes, whenever I came to this space and I talk the way that I talk, people get confused. And they think Minnesota niggas are soft. No, we have been sitting on a powder keg. We in the upper Midwest, we are the smaller population of all demographics. We have less black folk in Minnesota than Somalians. How the fuck did that happen? How do you think that happened?
Yeah.
We have a smaller population than the Hispanic community in Minnesota. How the fuck did you think that happened? And then I sit there and I talk to you niggas about policy and how these other groups are getting propped up. No, it's not. Some of them are coming over here with nothing. Ain't none of these bitches coming over here with nothing. They got whole fucking plans on how they plan to develop that. All of that shit is coming out of your money. That is your fucking money being redistributed to another fucking community. And as a matter of fact, where the Somali community is at, right over in South Minneapolis, is sitting on a fucking racial covenant right now. And whenever it's time to break that covenant, no, it wasn't to break it so that it make it fair for you, even though your ancestors, well, my ancestors, some of them that migrated here in the early fucking 20s, had their shit snatched away from them to be redistributed to a bunch of fucking Vietnamese, a bunch of Hmong motherfuckers, and now a bunch of Somali motherfuckers. And so you damn right, niggas have every right to burn that shit down.
It ain't theirs. It's not theirs. You know, when when I'm reading through, there's so many stories coming out of so much stuff happening, but it's happening so quickly. And the thing that gets me is that I watched 4-5's address today. And the key thing that he spoke out and he said the Second Amendment right, I'm with you, right? So that's like white nationalist talk where y'all need to arm yourselves against these niggas, right? Against these niggas, right? That's what it basically means. Well, since he said the Second Amendment rights are out and he's with you, I think black people should arm themselves. Arm themselves. Arm themselves. You know, if you can't get yourself a gun, get you a nice, get you a machete or aluminum bat. You know, don't get a wooden one because wood ones break. Get you aluminum bat, have it handy, just in case there's some problems. So you had to work a nigga out. They're easy to use, just swing. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta do whatever you gotta do to protect whatever you gotta protect, but the policies and you see everything that comes full circle with this is that it's us that's our own enemies. I did some reading and some research for the stream I'm going to do later on today and shit. And just to get all my ducks in a row, and I wanted to show all these news clippings and I wanted to show this shit and that shit that happened so people can rehash it. But I said, nah, man, I'm like, y'all see it for yourself. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Right now is what they call propaganda time. So I'm gonna be on some propaganda shit for some black folk, right? Since they like to rile niggas up and shit. You know what I mean? I was looking everywhere through something to show some visual aids of our generals and leaders and stuff. I'm like, people that got shit done, not niggas that walked down the street and got their ass beat.
And let me tell you something. The only reason why Mayor Frey made the fucking statement that he did, and the only reason why the governor of Minnesota made the statement that he did is because niggas was gonna huff and they was gonna fucking puff and it was gonna blow their fucking houses down.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. All they had to do.
None of that peaceful shit. Fucking.
All they had to do was arrest those cops.
No, Jay Sean. No. Fuck that. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't. See, see, if they would have did it, then it's a pacification, right? It's a pacification. If they would have did it, right? Like they did. Remember in North Carolina, or I think it was North or South Carolina, when that cop got caught on the camera, right? Of killing the black dude that ran away from him, and then he tried to frame him, say he tried to take his taser and all this other stuff, right? And what they do, they arrested him, they fired him and arrested him the same day, right then and there, right? They fired him and then they walked him right into jail, right? He in jail right now. But see, here's the crazy part about it, right? They got on top of it because of what was happening with the Freddie Gray thing, right? They didn't want that. Like, remember in Rosewood when they was going to the next town to go fuck up some shit, and the white dudes was sitting on the bridge like, nah, our colors are good over here. Y'all take yourself back down to Rosewood, you hear? Right? Because they didn't want them problems over there. They already knew it. Yeah, Walter Scott, right? They already knew what was going to go down. Right, so they didn't want it over there because they didn't want to mess up their town. Because guess what? Those white folk where that was going to happen at had more to lose. See, they don't mind the lynch mob coming if the black people are on top, right? But when the black people are on the bottom and they shit is getting burnt down to the ground, they don't want it to happen no more. I see the police now; they taking a knee. Why y'all taking a knee? Why whoa, why y'all taking a knee? Oh, because y'all under duress. Y'all under duress.
Exactly.
Training time out. You need to hydrate. You know what? Listen, I'm like this. Why, niggas, why don't y'all take a like what I want? Like, this is how you deal with a ride, right? Right? I want niggas to go steal some goddamn fire hoses and shit and get some crackheads to open up some fire hydrants and start spraying down the police. I want them to start doing that shit. Start like okay, instead of setting it on fire, you know what I'm saying? Just flood the places out. Do some other shit. Like, listen, want some real shit? I'm glad that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Because now you see what happens. Now you see what happens, right? So when the next time a person take a knee, right? Next time a person protest something in a peaceful manner, they'll listen because they know what the alternative is. Everything stops until y'all hear what we gotta say. Fuck all this walking down the street. It's gonna be bricks through windows. Santa Monica gonna go up in flames. Your famous white churches are gonna go up in flames. Oh, they blew up. They flamed up the church. Oh, y'all didn't say nothing. What about the old roof dude going in there while people praying and they shooting up a historical black church? How many times black neighborhoods and black families were burnt alive in their houses? They plantations, they sharecropping fields burnt down. They stuff taken from them. You know what I'm saying? The Ku Klux Klan riding on them, calling them the Night Riders, right? You know what I mean? People disappearing into the Everglades, taking babies, using them as gator bait. You know what I mean? What's up with that? Like, a history of fuckery, debauchery, ratchetness, and foolery. You know what? I got a question, Cerulean. Next time you on a panel, I have not heard this whole week of any of them niggas over there, especially goddamn Obsidian, calling them white folks that's up there looting park apes. I ain't hear him calling them one yet.
Of course not.
Of course not, right? Oh, you know why? Because he's in a motherfucking union.
As a matter of fact, our esteemed brother in George, who's in Philly, was out there showing the protest, and the shit was getting rowdy. And those niggas wasn't giving no fucks. Rubber bullets don't even matter. As a matter of fact, the other night they started using live rounds over there. And guess what was happening? The Minneapolis niggas was popping back.
Yep.
They're not playing out here.
It's getting real, man. It's getting real, and it's getting ridiculous, and it is what it is. Like,
you know, this really highlights though. You know, this really highlights how many black people who are complaining about their own people turning up, even though it's not only us. That's one part on itself. We can clearly see on the video how many other non-black people are out there.
Well,
we clearly know now because the governor even said that white supremacists out there burning shit up, and we know Antifa's out there turning up. So there's a little war between them going on too. The alt-right and Antifa. You know,
don't believe the propaganda. Ain't no fucking Antifa out here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about around the country, Cerulean. They got video of this shit.
Ain't no fucking Antifa out here. What it is, see, Minneapolis PD.
Mm-hmm. You think it's a police officer?
Oh, it is. They got videotape.
Okay.
They got videotape. Okay. Yeah, I got some tape, man. I got some tape. Bro. I got some tape.
Now we talking some real shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Informer brother shit.
Yeah. They got like.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Cerulean, informer nigga.
Yeah. They got some tape, man. I got some tape. I
need to see that.
People,
yeah.
The city of Minneapolis has been getting tired of MPD shit for a long time.
I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'm not gonna retreat just yet. I say it like this: let's meet coons where coons are. Okay?
Yeah.
They're gonna listen to white TV. They're not gonna listen to Cerulean or Dre. No. OJ Son, they're gonna listen to white TV. So even white TV tells them it's not only.
That's how they try. That's how they try to tarnish it, right? They try to tarnish it. Always saying Tifa, it's just so organized. Well, people have been tired of Minneapolis and shit. Minneapolis has been sitting on a powder keg for a minute.
Hell yeah.
It ain't just now. It was the Philando Castile thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. But as you know, I did a video dealing with the history of redlining and racial covenants. On my channel, and guess what I chose? I chose Minneapolis because this is where a lot of this shit started. There was a documentary called Jim Crow of the North.
The Jim Crow of the North.
Yeah. So there's a documentary, and I covered that on my channel for a reason, because a lot of people think a lot of the shit that we lived throughout the country, when it comes to redlining, started in the South. No, it started in the North.
Because that's the shit that they teach you in the Hollywood history that they give you in school. Oh, this happened in the South, but in the North,
a long time ago, man. You talking about black people houses, those so-called thinking black people, those black people who are better than everybody else, moved to certain areas. Uply mobile black people got their houses burnt down to the goddamn foundation.
Yeah, they was actually the first ones. I'm like, they actually was the first ones because, like, what the people people don't realize, right?
And my organization is right in the heart of Frogtown, which is the other half of Old Rondo. Old Rondo was a community that was a black community that Interstate 94 runs through right now. Okay, and my organization is right there. And what's adjacent to it? Well, is a place called University Avenue that runs parallel to I-94. You can take I-94, or you can take University Avenue clear to Minneapolis. Straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a black community. And come in July, there will be Rondo Days, where we celebrate the black folk that that not only lost their homes, lost everything that they owned, but for the lives that were sacrificed, because there was black folk that were jumping on top of the damn cranes and the backhoes and the dozers that they pulled through there to forcefully push these people out. These people were in their homes, and you know what? Army Corps of Engineers, you can give no fucks. Ran those fucking dozers right through the houses of black folk.
Yep.
This highway's going, whether you hear or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's yeah.
But when it comes to Minneapolis, man, folk been trying to get the FBI involved in investigating Minneapolis Police Department. They were trying to get the Department of Justice to come in and strip them of their enforcement authority for their heavy-handed tactics. North Minneapolis, a complete mess, even though it keeps getting rezoned. They've carved North Minneapolis up, where the place where the blacks are sitting now is the poorest part of North Minneapolis. Black folks have been completely pushed out of South Minneapolis. All but. I'll just put it like this. There's a couple of thousand black folk over South Minneapolis. Couple of thousand. Not 100,000, couple thousand. That's how bad South Minneapolis got carved up. Because whenever we got our chance to get our hands on the prime real estate where all the resources were, black folk bought in. And then guess what? They got gentrified out.
Yep.
And now who they made space for? They made space for the Somalians. And yet the place that South Minneapolis sits on, especially uptown, that still sits on a racial covenant. University of Minnesota about 10, 15 years ago actually helped abolish the racial covenant that the property of University of Minnesota sat on. Didn't know that, did you?
Hell nah.
The University of Minnesota sat on a racial covenant.
I'm sorry.
Because it was a school. It was a school that was built on the premise that everybody would be able to go to it, and yet whenever blacks started arriving there, they tried to push the blacks out.
As always.
And you know,
everybody but black.
That's why you see a lot of black folk, especially back in the late 1800s, all the way up to the 1920s and 30s. You see a lot of black folk getting their degrees from college from where? University of Chicago. Why? Because it was the only place they could go. And it was only 15 years ago, something like that, where University of Minnesota literally had to abolish the racial covenant that the property itself sits on. Well, what happened 15 years ago? Well, you had the highest number of black graduates out of University of Minnesota. I'm a dropout of University of Minnesota, even though I met some really good people there.
Is that a good school?
University of Minnesota is one of the best, if not the best, school in the Upper Midwest.
All right, because I'm going to use some of their research, and you know how they are. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you say, Sue. It doesn't matter what I say. I'm gonna use the crackers' words because those only people they listen to. It's white folk.
Crackers.
Yeah, that's all they listen to. They don't care about nothing we say.
Yeah, of course. You know,
I'm gonna use their documents. You know what I mean, and their research. You know, to make some points later on when I do some live streams covering this shit. Because
bro, Rouse was like University or Interstate 94. University of Chicago is located right off of Interstate 94.
Yeah.
They had to go.
You know,
to take you back to I can take you back to my first time in Minnesota as a kid. I used to spend a lot of time with my granddad. And you see all of these businesses up and down University Avenue that was all black. And then whenever I came back, as a teenager finishing high school, a lot more Vietnamese, Hmong.
Yep.
They were literally back in the 80s and 90s. What they would do is they would plant drugs in these black businesses, and then they would depress them. They would keep them closed, have them boarded up.
Yeah,
they would have them boarded up, and then what would happen was when the Vietnamese came to that community and the Hmong started absorbing the community, they were giving them these properties that used to be black folks' properties, pennies on the dollar, because the property value had been so depressed. See, that's the creation of a racial covenant. Used to have you have all of this hoopla about black women and here we used to have Earth's beauty supply. We still have an Earth's beauty supply, but there used to be more than a dozen of them throughout the Twin Cities. Now, from what I know, there's only 2 of them left. Those are black businesses. As a matter of fact, back in the day, they didn't have the perms. They didn't have the just for me's. They didn't sell weave. As a matter of fact, Beauty Supply was the biggest supplier in the Twin Cities of natural hair care products. That was back when I was a kid. Okay. We had Skippy's. There was a black man, a friend of my grandfather, and a business partner of my grandfather. He owned a place called Skippy's. There was the fish market. Grandfather ran the fish market. That fish market got turned into a police precinct. That's now gone. Force them out of there.
Hey, sure, you keep going in and out.
What's up?
And so,
Cerulean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you going in and out, boss?
But whenever it came to Minneapolis PD, people been getting tired of this shit for a long time. They know about it. Wasn't just the racism. It's fucking constant blunders that are coming out of that have been coming out of Minneapolis. You get arrested in Minneapolis, a good chance that you're gonna fucking have some broken bones. And it didn't matter if you was black, white, Asian, Hispanic. You had a run-in with them, it's a good chance that you was gonna have some broken bones. They used to fucking rule by fear. Niggas got tired of that shit. Imagine you're a fucking cop. You're just like a fucking Praetorian of Rome. You walk up into somebody's business, eat a fucking sandwich off of the shelf. They never call that looting. Store owner says that. It's like, you got something to say? I can shut you down, or you can shut the fuck up. That's how the Minneapolis police used to do.
So they was basically treating it like, what I'm saying, like the old militia, the deputized, cowboys in the town, like blazing saddles and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, they were treated like the old West.
Yeah, I can, I see that.
And that's why the city of Minneapolis is tired of that. They try to get investigation after investigation after investigation. Nobody wants to do anything. Trying to try these very peaceful ways, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's saying anything. Blue wall of silence.
Hey, let me ask you this one, because this is your neck of the woods. So the reports coming out of Minneapolis, what was it, Thursday, Friday, when they started to make arrests. They were saying about 90% of those arrests were people from not even from the state, from outside the state. So what do you think about that report?
I'd say about half of the actual vandalizers.
No, they said they said about 90% of the arrests.
I think it was like day 2 after the riots. I think it was it was the I think the
if it protects my people, I'm willing to go with the 90%.
Yeah, I think it was the mayor from St. Paul was saying it. That it was like 90% of the people that they arrested in St. Paul. Because the mayor in Minneapolis is white. The one that said it was the mayor from St. Paul. He's black.
I heard him say that, but I also heard the governor say it too.
Yeah, the governor can be. Yeah,
it wasn't the governor. I'm sorry, it was the black dude with the mask. What's his name? The guy that has a thing around his neck. I remember his name.
What I do know is that there was a lot of people that was trying to incite more, like over the top violence. Like just yesterday. It might have been actually it was yesterday. Somebody tried to plow a freaking semi truck
with fuel in it.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
On the I think it was
Interstate 94. Now,
94.
My thing is that they had 94 locked down, so somebody had to let them in. Especially you had National Guard that was at the corner of every exit.
Yeah,
exit and entry.
I knew there was something suspicious about that.
So how did the semi get there?
Well, so what do you think happened then? So because he didn't, he didn't he didn't kill nobody, he didn't blow nothing up. So what do you think happened?
I think the police let his ass through. Good old boy network.
Yeah, they because
as soon as he passed through, they started because the crowd separated. They started pepper spraying the crowd as they separate on each side.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think it was a setup. They forced the crowd to part because they couldn't do anything while they were all piled in together. But once they split to let that semi through, that's when they start pepper spraying them.
Yeah.
And I think they arrest the driver because the protesters was trying to pull him out the truck.
Oh no, they pulled him out the truck. They
beat his ass. They was beating his ass. Yeah,
they beat his ass, but they came in and swooped in to save him. And when they came and swooped in to save him, it wasn't like regular cops and riot gear. Like these dudes was trained. Like I could tell, like they had some prior military experience the way they came in that motherfucker. Like they were securing a goddamn a asset or something. Like they came in there quick.
A distraction mission, huh?
Yeah, for real. That's what it looked like. If you look at the tape, man, like the videotape and shit, I was looking at it like over and over again, and it didn't look right. I say, yo, that's a fuel truck, man. Like, why would you be speeding on a fuel truck? No one else is on the highway. The highway's locked off. And I noticed that the news cameras from the helicopter noticed that they didn't show the police, but just showed the crowd like they was just protesting. Like the bridge wasn't blocked off. Right, to show them coming at the protesters attacking the tanker or whatever, but then it was put out by I guess the Minneapolis government, the city government, that it was closed off. So the protesters had a right to be there because it was a lawful protest. So dude went through there and then and I was reading the comments how people was white splaining and shit. And then when they found out he wasn't supposed to bring his ass up there, they're like, well, he could have killed someone. He could have ran over and he could have blew up. That was the point. They was hoping that the protesters wouldn't move. He would have hit somebody, caused an accident, caused a lot of destruction, and then it would have kept people. Because if you see a whole bunch of people protesting and they set on fire in front of your ass, ain't nobody going outside. Ain't nobody protesting. Because, Americans ain't built like people in third world countries. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't built like that. They don't like to see people getting maimed and set on fire. It's one thing to see a man get choked to death and get killed, but it's another thing to see a man screaming as he set on fire on live television.
No, the thing is that George Floyd thing, what makes it such a horrendous thing is because it was personal. That was personal.
Oh yeah.
That was a slow death.
Yeah,
that was an act of torture to death.
Yeah, I'm like, the way he did it and the way he was smirking, it looked like, man, you could have thought Joyce smashed down his wife, man. Like he's pissed in that dude cornflakes or something, man.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was enjoying it too until he died. I think, you know what I think they should have did? I think they should have like transferred Fleece Johnson to his cell. You know what I'm saying? Game one-on-one.
It might sound fucked up, but I agree with you. I'm glad this has happened. It's just the funny thing about it is that all of it could have been avoided. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that these so-called coons can't even see that simple aspect of it. They're so used to being dominated. They're comfortable with domination. You know what I mean? They're comfortable. Like, they look at shit happen to us, and they immediately their emotions immediately switch to what we do.
It's not. It's not that they're comfortable, Jay. They actually enjoy being dominated.
Well, the problem.
Are you saying it's sexual?
No, for real. Like, well, you got to think about it like
that's what I was thinking.
Well, you got to think about it like this, right? You got to think about it like this, right? Here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? Right. There's two different types of men, right? There's the men that go grab the spear and grab the sword and the shield and go fight, even if they 80 years old, right? They fight, right? And then there's the men that are looking for the exits. And the problem is where you gonna go, right? Right? You can't, like, remember, COVID-19, pussy's on the way. Pussy's on the way. COVID-19, they ain't got no choice but to choose you, right?
Yeah.
Now when shit hit the fan, right? And men are out there, not the black women that we know.
No evidence of that neither, by the way. No evidence of that. It never happened. So they just moved on past that. That was supposed to happen. Because you know how some of our master teachers are, they wait for
so that never happened.
Yeah. I mean, a big calamity to bring black women to their knees.
We'll do a short timeline. If you can recall, right?
Yeah.
Government shut down because he's on the way.
Yep. Yep.
H1N1. Yep. Oh, you go get some pussy now. H1N1.
Yeah.
Right? Chicken flu was gonna get you some pussy. Remember that?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I can't.
We'll get to economic downturn of 2017.
Yeah.
Massive job loss. Trump gets elected immediately.
Cuts. Right. Remember that? Yeah.
Yo, yeah. You about to really get it, man. This is
They're
season
gonna
forever.
fix you, bitches. You gonna get it, you bitches.
Trump
You wait. You wait.
That's good. Yes. The pussy's in, what did our esteemed elder music say? The pussy's in the mail.
It's in the mail, right? It's in the mail. It's coming. Hey, what's it? Hey, what's that thing? It's in the mail, right? It's in the mail.
Oh my God, these niggas is going, man.
That sounds illegal in the mail. That sounds a little illegal.
They're fucking going, man. Look, man. Look, everybody knows, and I say it all the time, I don't give a shit how anybody feels about it. I don't give a shit about a ratchet whore. But I am not waiting for the world to fall apart so that I could be a man. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting for
That's
Charlie.
exactly what I was
I'm not
thinking.
waiting for Charlie to lose the big house and then I could be the man. Now Charlie's gone.
Hey, you
Now
know
what, bitch? I mean, this is what this really going on with these dudes. I want you to really think about what I'm saying.
Hey, you know
Now
what?
you get to be a man now that Charlie's house is burnt down. Then when Charlie's house is burnt down, now I'm the man. Now what you gonna do, girl? You gonna cook me some grits and suck this toe. You know what I mean? This is what he at.
Hey,
Yeah.
but you know what, y'all, like, here's the problem. You know why they don't want liberation and rebellion, right? Because there's not a woman on this earth that doesn't want a man that's walking in the middle of the street fighting their oppressor with them bare hands, bringing them mitts to a fight and beating his ass, right? Because now like, no, don't be liberating. God damn it. God damn it. I can't fight. Now they definitely ain't gonna pick me because I can't protect nothing. I can't protect myself. I can't protect myself. Snitching is not gonna get me out of this. Me being smart is not gonna get me out of this. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
See,
what kills me is that we have folk, is out there, man. If we sense that they was on some photo op type shit, man, look, niggas getting pushed out of there.
yeah.
We ain't here for all that.
Nope. You know what I'm saying? Take video of them police beating on people and spraying them in the face. Do that. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Take you know what? Get the video of the police beating up on Becky and Chad.
See,
over there.
I want you to notice something, right? Like how the system operates. They love they you see that Asian cop, he tried to stand in the way, tried to block the video feed of this fucking animal killing this brother.
Yeah, he ain't even turned around once because he knew what was going on. He ain't turned around and check. He ain't move his neck. He ain't do nothing. He was arguing with the other folk. He was arguing with everybody. He was getting in the way, you know what I mean, of everything. You know what I mean? Like he thinking, well, yeah, we good. They didn't know about that angle that was across the street.
You see, now it reminds me of if you've seen American Horror Story, there was a episode of Cult when the dude went up and threw a bag of piss at the Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't have that on video, but he had their retaliation on video, which he used as an impetus to run for office. Like, see, we gotta get these damn Mexicans out of here. You just threw piss at them.
But no one sees that, right?
That's the way we have to operate in clandestine fashion. Do not get yourself on camera hurting one of these people or throwing something at these people, but get their retaliation on camera.
Agreed.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what? I got another question, man. I got a question.
Why do you think that you got thousands of angry folk that's out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet the police, they all of a sudden they not doing nothing to retaliate. They're not trying to retaliate. Why? Because the governor basically said, I don't want any more fucking incidents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because now that could be used to really depose him.
Yeah.
They'll be having a fucking emergency gubernatorial election tomorrow.
Getting his ass the fuck up out of there quick. Hey, they just relieved the police chief in Louisville because of the black owner got shot and killed of his business. He was at his business and they killed him. And the cops turned off the body cam cameras. So
it's not over because we have y'all haven't gotten the backlash yet. Don't you understand? There's a healthy 40% of the country right now ready to tool up. You know what I mean? Just ready to tool up. They've been getting all these guns and they've been training and they've been out at the range and you know what I mean. And now they can justify the niggers are coming.
Yeah,
I mean, they've always had this nightmare, this wet dream about the niggas coming over the hill, the hordes of niggas. You know what I mean? That's why I need 60 guns. You know what I'm saying? So look, there's gonna be a backlash. This is not over. And I hope everybody out there is ready. I'm serious. This is go time.
Yeah. But you know the funny part, like the and this is the thing that I wanted to say. I wanted to ask, man. So where's the alphabet people, man? Where they at? You know it's Alphabet Pride Month this month, right?
Well, as far as I'm
at?
concerned, the same thing I would say about the Asians. As far as I'm concerned, when you start being killed solely because you're a fucking faggot, then we could talk.
I know where they at. They back at the rear. They at the gas station. They at the gathering point, taking care of the officers.
Okay. Yeah, because
No. What they doing is they trying to observe our protest. They in some of them areas where they going on about their thing and their issues and pushing their narrative instead of ours. They there in some of the places,
Yeah, because
and
I
where
was
they at, they trying to absurd. They trying to take it over, make it about them.
see, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah,
Selfish,
fuck them.
narcissistic bastards.
Exactly, Dame. Fuck them. Like, where they at? You know what I'm saying? Where they at? Like,
When you are being killed simply because you're Asian, when you're being killed simply because you're a fucking Mexican, when you're being killed simply because you're fucking homo, then you can fucking talk to black folk. Other than that, I would prefer them to stay shutting the fuck up. But we know the real reason why they're silent. The real reason why they're silent is because they agree with the status quo. Okay?
Of course, yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, because the majority of them are white.
Yeah, being in America, is to be anti-black. Period. No matter what your sexual, orientation is.
yeah.
That's the order of the day. That's the American dream. You come over here, get your little startup, and you get some niggas to hate.
Yeah.
That's part of being American.
No, they want niggas to be their sex toys. Look at it clearly now, dude.
And if you black and
Homos want niggas to be their sex
stupid,
toys.
so say this: if you black and you gay, you double stupid because you let these motherfuckers trick your ass into sucking a dick.
Yeah. You know the other thing that
they were born this way. Stop it.
Fuck.
Hey man, you gotta. You know the other thing that I said to somebody. I said for 400 years, black people have been going through this Holocaust, but I have not seen nobody from Spain or France or England or Italy ride up on the shores of the Chesapeake and the Potomac and the goddamn California and goddamn the beaches in Texas and goddamn Florida to come liberate us. They ain't coming. They ain't coming. They ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? And nobody came for the Jews and running up on the shores of Normandy unless people were fighting on their own. So you got to fight yourself so other people can join in your cause. You notice the whole world for black people decided they wanted to protest when they saw us burning America. When America started burning because black people decided to say we tired of this shit. We tired of this shit. Then the whole world wanna you notice how that worked? Because all that peaceful protesting, the niggas getting their heads cracked open and we shall overcome and shit and leaders getting assassinated and killed and motherfuckers selling motherfuckers out for doggy biscuits and pats on the head. The world ain't give a fuck. World ain't give a goddamn fuck, man. I got on the post, man, and I had to reply to somebody today. And they was talking about the Martin Luther King thing and stuff. And white people was quoting Martin Luther King again, you know what I'm saying, basically saying nigga get back to being quiet and protesting. And he was like, well, saying whatever he was saying. And what I said was, he said Martin Luther King, he changed the world. I said he ain't changed shit because the man died crying for his mama getting executed in public and ain't nobody did shit or did nothing about it. Here's another thing. I'm gonna say this, and I told her, I said, I'm gonna say this to you. They didn't sign the Civil Rights Act until niggas start rioting after they done assassinate him. I said, I'm gonna give you another thing about this history with the Martin Luther King that you love to talk about and things of that nature. Do you know there's still states in the United States of America that don't recognize Martin Luther King birthday as a federal fucking holiday? They don't observe it. So what the fuck did he change? What did he change? He peacefully got his head smashed open. He peacefully got assassinated. He peacefully got laid to rest. And when niggas got tired of that and they stopped being peaceful, all of a sudden we get these civil rights all of a sudden. Now they done lulled us to fucking sleep, right? I said, what if those protesters, what if those protesters said, you know what? We ain't gonna march in the streets. We all gonna get our guns together. Right? We all gonna get our guns together and we gonna go to the Capitol building and we gonna say black power. We gonna say black power and we gonna say we ain't gonna take it no more and we gonna be peaceful about it. Can we do that? Can we do it? And you know what he said to me? He said, Well, yes, you can. No, we can't because the Black Panthers did it and they fucking executed them and turned them into a terror group. So no, black people can't do it. They can't do it. Never could, right? Never could.
Mhm.
I said so. And I told my dude, I said, "Yo, get your man's. This your white friend. Get your man's." Like I
Yeah.
told my man's. I said, if you don't get your man's, I'm gonna get you. I said because then I need to ask you. Why are you sitting here talking back and forth with this motherfucker for like 30, 35 like threads on this shit, long as shit with 250 comments, nigga explaining yourself to this cracker? Since you can't say it, because you must work with this motherfucker, since you can't say it, and I can hear you like, man, you know, you don't understand our pain. You're doing all that, so you know him personally, so you got to work with him. So I'm going to say it for you, because he can't do shit to me. He can't cancel me. I said, you're a cracker. Crackety cracker, cracker, cracker.
Yeah, I would say this though.
Whole team.
I would say this though. The reason why, you know, the Black Panthers and a lot of our movements failed, and to be honest with it, I mean, because a lot of people got this nostalgic look on the civil rights movement, and there was a lot of great work done. There was a lot of freedom fighters in that day. A lot of people we should always revere. The problem with the civil rights movement though is that it wasn't all in.
Nope.
Majority of black people did not participate in the civil rights movement. I want people to understand that.
No.
The majority of black people stood on the sidelines. They didn't want no trouble. You know what I mean? They wanted to be good Negroes that had a job. You know what I mean? The majority of black people did not, you know, have skin in that game. A lot of them felt a certain way. They did what they did at that time, which they had their little conversations at their little barbecues and hangouts like we're doing on YouTube right now and talk their shit. But they didn't have no real skin in the game. And it wasn't really about their life. They didn't even have the mentality about it. You know what I mean? Now, you know, and that's proven when the police can go in and murder Fred Hampton and Clark and all those other freedom fighters that got murdered by the police. You know what I mean? What happened in Philadelphia when they bombed that community out there? You know what I mean? Did the whole black civil society turn up? No, it didn't. You know what I mean? So you're always going to have this handful of revolutionaries, and the thing we've learned from the civil rights movement, because all they did and what they're going to do is assassination. Look what happened with Darren Seals during the Black Lives Movement. He got shot up and burnt up in the car with another brother that got killed in St. Louis and was burnt up and shot up and burnt up in the car and was shot up. So these are extrajudicial killings by the police. There's a long history of it in the country, and the reason why they can get away with it and it doesn't do us any good is because, first of all, one, we got this Jesus complex where we got to have a leader, and once the leader's taken out, then the whole movement is fucked up. That's one. Two, we're not all in. The majority of us are not involved.
It's not
The
even
majority of us want to sit back and complain about what other black people are doing, and they just don't want to get hurt. They don't want no trouble. They don't want no trouble. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. So that's why I'm okay with what's happening right now. Why? Because what's happening right now is leaderless. And it's like a revolution by proxy.
Yeah,
you understand me? You know what I mean? It can be used a certain way, you know. Because if you had one leader and one movement, it'll be easy to crush. It'd be easy to infiltrate. It'd be easy, you know what I'm saying? Especially now, you know what I mean? You telling me right now that not only can it was just money that brothers were selling out for back in the day. Niggas were selling out for a Snicker bar. Now you gonna give me a Snicker bar and a Becky? Nigga, I'm out. He over there. All of them over there. They be there tomorrow at 9:00. Charlie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know they
So-
black 30 minutes late, though.
It'd be so easy to
9:30.
infiltrate us right now. So, with look, man, to me, I'm all right with the turn up. It needs to be a little chaos because now that can be revolution through proxy. When we did it before as central organizations, whether it was CORE, SNCC, SLLC, you know what I'm saying, the Panthers, they were all dealt with on a case by case basis, and dismantled, thoroughly, and then they gave us this bullshit, affirmative action, and then now everybody else gets affirmative action but us. So, and what's weird about, like I said earlier, with the Suspended Brothers and some of our swirlers out here, is that the fact that you have access to all these other races of people, and these other races of people have comfort in this country is because of the civil rights movement. And a lot of the policies that came out of the civil rights movement, everybody else is enjoying it but us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that shit, every day, we should wake up angry about that. So I revere, and that's why I'm the way I am. I revere those who came before me. I know King wasn't perfect, but King was a rider. He did something. A lot of you niggas do nothing. You know how fucking hard it is to organize black people? And he did it back then with no goddamn internet. You know how hard it is to keep people on the same goddamn page, and you got all these different, competing ideas, and everybody wants to take over. And imagine what those meetings were like.
Oh yeah.
This shit is incredible hard work, man. You know what I mean? And then you got other organized organizations outside of you, like Nation of Islam and the Panthers, who are way more militant. So it's like, this is not easy. So everybody can look back and judge, you know what I mean? I don't. I look at it for what it is, and I learn from it. You know what I mean? I learn from what our ancestors went through. That's what we got to do. Stop the fucking God complex shit. Stop the blame shit. Look at what happened. Revere those who gave their lives for us. I don't understand how you can even look down on that. This culture we have amongst black people of hating and shitting on each other at the drop of a fucking hat. It needs to stop. You got people who have died for you. You know, you can't even lend your support online. You a bitch ass nigga.
Facts. This is I looked around in this space, man. And I don't even say in this space, man. I say in their space, right? Because they like to say their spaces, right? Even though they like to infiltrate other people's spaces and try to dictate what they need to do. But I looked around in their spaces, right? So I look around and I said, okay, you for black men, right? Because I hear this a lot, right? I hear this a lot whenever they bring up the argument when they're in a black woman's face and trying to throw her underneath the bus and all this other stuff, right? Right. So when I'm looking around the space in their spaces, I was waiting. I'm waiting for them to say something about it, right? Right? Just to wonder. And you know what I see? Just like you said, Jay Sean, it's all about the girls, right? Niggas holding a full panel, having a conversation about why a chick that they propped up done used them for validation and discarded them. It's a whole movement going on about the police killing you, nigga, you as a black man, you, black woman in her house, second black woman on that we know of in her house, minding her business with her kids, getting killed because the police got the wrong goddamn address with a no-knock rule. Right?
Was that on arrival? Okay, because you can go from Savant, was it Savante Clark? What was his fucking name is? The brother that was out there, he had the Asian baby mama. You can go from him all the way up to our brother right now, George.
Yeah.
Where's the saving at?
Well, here's the crazy part, right? Here's the crazy part. This is where it proved the point, right? Right? His fiance was white, but he was still doing for his community and taking care of his community and a pillar of his community. Niggas is running around. Black women are speaking out in this man's behalf with black men and all of this other stuff and calling it what it is and ain't trying to let them off and all this extra shit. And they trying to give him that work, right? And he was, if black women actually cared who the hell he was fucking, right? They wouldn't have been out there talking on his behalf.
And that's
right?
You know what? And that's what I'm gonna stop doing too. I'm gonna stop worrying about the black women who want the bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I gotta remember this internet shit's a small space. So all them sisters who out there actually on the ground, those are the ones I should be concerned with. All right, those are the ones I'm concerned with right now. And those are the ones I'm going to salute. And, you know what I mean? Talk to this is out there putting in work right now. And there's a lot of idiots on YouTube worrying about who he was fucking when they know goddamn well it's not why he was killed. And the only thing I got to say to those sisters is this: have that same energy for his daughter, who's a black girl. Have that same energy for his black sister. Have that same energy for Aubrey's black mother. See, that's why y'all part of a sisterhood of failure if you're gonna take on that nonsense. Right now, we all hands right now. I'm not entertaining no argument whether a sister gets fucked up. I find out a sister gets raped or murdered by a white supremacist. I'm not gonna worry about whether she was with old boy or not. Now, behind the scenes, I would say some fucked up shit, it's like between me and you and some barbershop shit. Like she didn't even deserve support. She was out there fucking swirling. But here's the thing. When we were fighting the war, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant when you're fighting a war because the enemy is what we got to deal with. She didn't get dealt with because she was swirling. She got dealt with because she was black.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that as a group. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. So even if you want to be with a Zaddy or if you want to be with a Becky, you still got to defend yourself. It's called self-preservation.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they get lost in the sauce. These niggas is crazy out here.
Now this is
Mhm.
this is me. This is a thing that I was trying to figure that out. I was like, well, his his if if black women actually gave a fuck about that. That was a black man that died. This is fucked up. Fuck who he with. Everybody it's like it was ignored, right? Even when she came out and they tried to get her up there to be a little proxy and everybody shut her ass down, right? And she had to shut the fuck
Mhm.
up. No one cared because this is more important, right? Because that
Mhm.
man still did for his community, right? He still did
Mhm.
for his community, still did for his fucking people, like Cerulean says, or whatever. He's running around here being more pro-black than a lot of these so-called B1 motherfuckers.
Now, I want to show you guys this. I don't know if you guys can see the screen I'm sharing.
I don't think we can.
They gotta let you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of the stream? Who's in charge of the?
Maxwell had to let you do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there. They said because Zoom's getting like overloaded with
Yeah,
everybody.
my mentality is simple, man. You either in or you out. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all for me, man. You either in, you out. If you want to contribute to protecting yourself and such preservation, you have a seat at the table. You have a voice to be said. Now you can't lead if you out here on some swollen shit or some suspicious shit. You can't be the leader, but you know what I mean. Your life still matters, and you still can contribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not fucking difficult, man. You got white people right now, a bunch of them who. Let me show you how this shit works.
Now, see, like, I was gonna show you something. Like, when it comes to Minneapolis, man, they have a long history of this shit. Okay,
what was you about to put up?
And even just recent, like I was gonna show you this New York Times article. They just wrote the article like 2 days ago, right? And it's like this. You want to know how fucked up shit is? Chief Arredondo, he's the Minneapolis police chief, right? Now, there's your Afro Latina.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's your Afro Latina right there. See, this is why I don't buy all this, like all our skin folk ain't kin folk. And I don't give a fuck. You got coons from the islands, you got coons from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Botham John's family.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. I want to remove they no, but you know what? Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Like you said, they did all of that with the officers and the black people and stuff like that. But the prosecutor, black.
Now,
the judge, black, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they was up there cupcaking for fucking Becky in the goddamn thing. And these are women. These were women, right? And that young man that was sitting there that was telling what was happening, that witnessed it, guess what happened? Guess what happened to him?
I need evidence, man. I mean, from the killing roof, I forgive you the next day. I mean, literally the next day,
that
man that murdered your fucking family, to the hugs. When is this gotten them off your ass? You know what's crazy? A lot of dudes had a lot to say about Doja Cat, right? That shit that happened last week with Doja Cat. But no one wants to talk about what was found out in that situation about her hanging on them hangouts with those fucking alt-right dudes talking shit about black people. No one even goes into that. The fact that she's still up there with racists. These niggas still want to fuck.
Of course, man. Like it is like they was talking about what it was a chick. Her name was Tokyo something, man. I just saw, man. She was up there saying something, and then she got caught saying some off the wall shit. Now she up there crying in the car, apologizing and shit because they about to cancel the fuck out of her ass. You know what I'm saying? But right now, like especially what's really saying is like Buckham, like, yo, we removed a Haitian card, but you know what? You know what? All of this, and this is where I have a problem, man. Our movement you need to remove all that religion shit out of that motherfucker. All that goddamn Christianity and fucking Nation of Islam crap, nigga. This is a state matter. Church and state is separate. You know what I'm saying? Move that state shit. Move church. Listen, from now on, the black movement or the black civil rights movement or the black liberation movement, we need to remove all of that damn 400 years of repressed Christianity bullshit. Move that shit out of here. If you want to replace that shit with some type of religion or some type of spirituality, we need some old eye for the eye motherfucking Amek Hakla shit popping in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We need some of that popping right now. Like we don't, church and state is separate, man. This is a state matter. We need policy. And people talking about, man, go to the goddamn polls and vote. Motherfucker, we 18% of the goddamn population. If all black people voted, shit still ain't gonna get fucking done. Shit still ain't gonna get fucking
crazy.
done.
It's crazy. Like, P.D. Lang killed that Cowgirly and got convicted. And, Koreans, Chinese, and, even Asians that don't like each other paraded so they can kill niggas like white people do. That's pretty much what they fucking protested for. Yep. You know what I mean? And, what's funny about that is that they don't hold no vote base. It's all business. That's why I say on my live streams all the time, because the only way I think we're going to get out of this, and BMT was here earlier, and we had a real good live stream last week on his channel. We was talking about a lot of race stuff. And and there was a brother on there, a conservative brother, who asked me a question, like, how do we get out of it? And my opinion, this is my opinion, just my opinion. The only way we're going to get out of it is not the emotional path. Trying to, get each other to like each other and agree with each other. We're not. Mentally, we were to the four fucking corners of the world. All right? We just got to agree on two things. One, we're black. And two, we need each other. If we're going to have any power, that's the two things that have to come together. So regardless of what your religion is, regardless of what your ideology is, we have to get into the habit of doing business with each other. Yeah. When we start getting into the practice of doing business with each other and get into the process of doing business with each other, the other relationships and the other things will build. You know what I mean? We have to get to the point where we start relying on each other again. You know what I mean? And then I told them a story about my grandmother. And when I went to Savannah, Georgia, see, I was raised in Brooklyn, and my grandfather, and my grandmother moved from Georgia to Brooklyn when my aunt and father were young. So they weren't born in Brooklyn. We were. So me and my sisters and brothers, we were born in Brooklyn. So, but anyway, my grandmother's from Savannah. My grandfather's from Macon. And I remember one time we went down there with my grandmother, and we was in the white part of town in Savannah. And I knew, I'm being a helpful grandchild. I love my grandmother, right? And I knew she needed some olive oil. So I saw the olive oil, and I said, no, olive oil. You know what I mean? She's like, hush, boy, be quiet. You get it later. So later on, almost damn near fucking sunset, we finally make it to the other side of town, outside of town. And this is a Pentecostal Southern church woman, okay? She's not RGB, she's not Hotep, none of that, right? Mm-hmm. And we go into this old store, this old man is up in there, and she gets her olive oil and her okra and some other stuff from that store. She didn't spend, only reason she was downtown was to get the garment she needed because she still sewed and she couldn't get it nowhere else but there. But everything else that she needed, she got from that store, even though it was a little more expensive. They used to practice economics with each other, period. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with the religion you were in. These are hardcore Christians I'm talking about. But they come from a culture from back in the day and we lost it. This is what integration did to us. You understand me? This is what integration really did to us. Well, we got a mindset now where we'll travel halfway across town to go to somebody else's fucking mall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to point this out to the sisters, man. You black women are supposed to have a sisterhood. Y'all do each other's nails. You do each other's hair. Period. This is what, we got to get back to doing us. And be unfucking ashamed about it. We owe nobody nothing.
Well, here's the thing about when shit get burned down to the ground, Jay Sean. When Black Wall Street and those wonderful black businesses that was peeming the streets, like Cerulean said, when they was putting the goddamn highway through the neighborhoods. Well, guess what? If shit got burnt down to the ground, now here's the funny part: a lot of those immigrants that got those businesses, they ain't got no goddamn fire insurance. They doing shit underneath the table. You know what's gonna happen? I'm sorry, Mr. Cheng Lao. oh, when we went ahead and did your fire inspection, we found out that there was a lot of things that were out of code. So you can't get the stimulus check for your business. You're going to have to move what we call the fuck out of here, right?
Look, put it like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it like this. 20 years ago, the city of Minneapolis was 36% black. 36%.
Mm.
Today, the city of Minneapolis is 20% black.
Mm.
Okay? In Minneapolis, despite the fact that black people are 20% of the overall city, that's north, south, Edina, northeast Camden area, overall city of Minneapolis, 20%. Okay. Black people account for more than 60% of the victims in Minneapolis police shootings.
That's crazy.
Okay. Niggas tried to peacefully protest. See, the problem is peace only gets you somewhere with a peaceful group of people. These are not peaceful groups of people.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
There you go.
be peaceful when people are civil.
You know, Dr. Ray Hagan, man, he would say something like, "That'll preach." You gonna steal that from him. That'll preach right there. That's a whole. That what you just said, Sunni, is a live stream by itself.
Yeah. I'm like,
now you're talking about not just common sense and intelligence. You're talking about, you talking about military science. You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of other groups have gotten from their leadership without even knowing it. What I mean is, I've said it before and I say it again. The Biffs don't lead white society. The George McFlys do. You understand me? And they know how to craft and whip their people up. So they got a whole apparatus over there, Fox News, OAN, and right-wing radio to keep their people militarized.
yeah.
It's not just keeping them on code, it's keeping them militarized, keeping them militant-minded, hateful towards somebody else. They have an enemy. You have an enemy. You have an enemy. You have an enemy. It's not that simple. They use other words and code words. They use stories of the day. They use policies, and you know what I mean? These people, they give you these political boogeymen, and they keep their people militarized. And that's done, you know what I mean? And that takes a constant drum, which has to be managed by smart people. Sort of what I'm saying. Biff does not run white society. George McFly does. So all these so-called thinking black men, if you're so goddamn smart and you're so manly, lead your people. Craft policy for your people. Pull your people and push them into a different direction. Because we got people in our direction, in our community, who knows how to push them into church. We got people who know how to push them into consumerism. We know how to, you know what I mean? We can, you know what I'm saying? This is all that's done by design. You know?
Well, let's just give some facts, though, right? About 10 years ago, give or take, the current chief of police, who replaced the Native American lesbian that was the chief of police, I don't know what her fucking name was, but she was a racist piece of shit too. Mm-hmm. Arredondo, when he was a lieutenant, which was about 10 years ago. Okay. You know, he sued the Minneapolis Police Department. He sued his own department.
Yeah. I saw that. What was it 2007?
He sued his own department. Now, the only reason why he's chief was because the previous chief got fired because Muhammad Noor killed a white Australian foreign national female on her watch.
Mm-hmm.
And despite that fact, you know what she did? She did what every racist, white supremacist would do. She fired that Negro and had him arrested in less than 24 hours. Okay, this is Muhammad Noor. And see, this is why I saw the Afro Latinas. This is why I don't agree with people like Angel Ramirez Jordan. Look, you're either black or you're not. You're either down with us or you're not. All that Afro Latina and creating all these extra fucking lines of division and degrees of blackness. You're either down with us or not. Because Arredondo is a Afro Latina.
So you know what that's about, right? That's can you guys hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. You know what that's about. It's not. I'm a Negro, but I'm a cute Negro. That's all. That's old school. I know a lot of new people don't understand the history of the mixing and the mulatto thing and the light skin versus dark skin. I know, we kind of got used to being around each other, being different shades, but that's still with us too. And there's still a lot of us that go in and out of that black shade. 1 minute they Afro Latina, 1 minute they have black and Puerto Rican, the next minute they fucking black. You know what I mean? It's just whenever it suits them. You know what I mean? And they play this game. But the truth of the matter is, they just want to promote themselves as a better looking version of you.
No,
I'm exotic looking. You know what I mean? And that's what these niggas run around here doing, and they play these games with it. And you're right. So when you're either in or you're out. I don't care if you light skin. Just let me know if you're in or you're out. See, Malcolm was in.
Let's see, my thing is that the previous police chief, right, was a $5 Indian. Was a white $5 Indian female who was also a lesbian.
Damn.
And she had Muhammad Noor arrested with less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is that police chiefs do have the fucking power.
You know what's crazy? I forgot about this aspect of it. I know I gave you the fact that she was white and he was black, right? The cop. And I also gave the fact that there was no tape. But I forgot this part too. She wasn't even a fucking citizen.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
She was
We're
not.
citizens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The oldest we're the oldest citizens in the country. Matter of fact, most black people in the country can trace their bloodline farther back than most white people in the country. I'll give you a quick example. Paul Ryan from Wisconsin, from your neck of woods, a state over from you. So his family got here in late 1800s. Right now, when there was waves of poor whites they brought into the country, when there was immigrating whites like crazy into the country, and he came to a country that was already built. That means he went to Ellis Island. That means the Ellis Island existed. That means it was already built. That means the country was already existed. So his family came here, and then they took him from Ellis Island, and chose to sell them over in Wisconsin. So his family went straight from the East Coast over to the Wisconsin, became one of the oldest, richest white families in that city and in that state. And that's how most of your states out west were established and created. You know what I mean? And that's just the history of it. Now, there's no surprise that he made it to Speaker of the House. He's supposed to.
See,
you know, this old white family, old white power in the country, and you've been here longer than them.
But see, here's the thing, Jay. Muhammad Noor wasn't a citizen.
Oh, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was. I don't know.
He was
like
national.
Yeah,
the path to citizenship. Actually, I think he had just been naturalized from his years on the force.
Yeah, so they letting immigrants police you. That's the crazy part. Like they letting immigrants it should be like it should be like office. You got to be a citizen to hold office. Like you ain't even a fucking citizen, bro. You still got a green card and a tax exemption for 5 years. What are we doing here? Is it like I said, like when you read this stuff, yeah, we did it. Like, I'm listening to this thing with CNN, right? When they had the police chief Arredondo up there, if I'm saying his name correctly, and they asked, the family was like, "Are you going to get justice for my brother?" And he took his hat off, and CNN was like, he was very, he kept taking his hat off. I've never seen the police chief take their hat off, to address the fact. I'm like, look, right? Look, y'all trying to push this narrative like he moved fast. They ain't moved fast, because if they would have moved fast, shit wouldn't be burning right now.
The compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Nor less than 24 hours, he was arrested. Less than a week.
Hold on. Let me say something. Real quick. I ain't trying to start no shit. Hold on. So hold on a second. Empower Black woman. It is true. All right. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up around Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying some. Okay. And we've seen it play out right here on YouTube.
And a lot.
You know what I mean? A lot of times.
Shit, I'm half Haitian, and I see a lot of Dominicans and Haitians. So
don't get mad at me. Hold on, time. I don't want to hear it. Don't get mad at me for what other people are doing. We observing it. Okay. I'm talking about what other people do. Now, is it everybody? No. That's why I said either you in or you're not. That's all. That's all. It's not even up for debate. Either you in or you're not. You got a lot of people playing that in and out shit. All right. You either black or you're not. That's all we're saying.
What I'm saying is that the police chief does actually have a lot of authority. That's why on the comparison. Okay, $5 Indian white female who's also a lesbian. Okay,
got the job done.
She was the former police chief, and she got Muhammad Noor arrested in less than 24 hours. He was indicted within the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redondo sat on his hands for 4 days, even though he knows exactly what the fuck is happening in Minneapolis Police Department, considering the fact that back when he was a fucking lieutenant about 10 years ago or more, he sued the police department for racism.
Yep.
So he knows very well what the fuck is going on. As a matter of fact, why do you think Governor Tim Walz made the statement, right, during his address? He said all of this results from a man being murdered senselessly.
Yeah.
He referred to the people's anger as righteous.
Yeah, they dropped the ball, man. They like, but here's the thing, Cerulli, and it's messed up, but I'm glad they did. Right?
Oh, I'm glad they did too. Shit.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll give me a chance to cut up, nigga.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, no, I'm dead ass serious, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like it's little questions. Like I asked, like someone asked the question, they was talking about, they could be tearing up shit, and somebody on one of my dudes' posts said something about Trump being, he's doing the best he can. I said, what I'm saying, these people or whatever. And the white dude was just going in. And I say, this is the same president you trying to tell me. He said, well, it's fake news. Oh, well, yeah, he should know about fake news. He is right. He is right. It is fake news.
Motherfuckers are sheep, man.
No. But he is right. He said the right thing. It is fake news. CNN, Fox News, they twist shit around, like when they came out that bogus report with the autopsy report, trying to give him copping the plea and stuff like that. But the thing that I noticed, and I said, well, he should notice, what about the Central Park 5 that was acquitted, where he ran a full page ad in the New York Post, basically publicly lynching them, being a major factor in their conviction. And he has yet to this day apologized for the shit that he did.
Because he said he won't apologize. He said, matter of fact, he said he won't apologize.
He won't apologize. He won't do it. And the state of New York got to pay the men reparations.
He knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing. That's why he's standing in front of churches with a Bible and shit. He's talking to that wasp, surf, evangelical white culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that they have in this country, which ain't really no real, they fake Christians. Matter of fact, I take that back. They're real Christians.
Yeah, they're real Christians, man. Because Christians,
we're not gonna go there right now, Dre. I misspoke.
Yeah, the real Christians. We go there. Yeah, we go there, man. So we go there all night.
Take Max Channel.
We're gonna cause division.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do that, so we'll leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it
Yeah.
alone, man. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. All right? Yeah, we're
Leave it
gonna go
alone,
there.
man.
Because I remember me and Art
Just
was
stick
on
to the leave religion out of it.
who's
Leave it.
to I forgot that sister's name.
Leave it.
Damn, I forgot the
Hey,
sister's name. She had a channel and me and Art took a channel one day going over
yeah. You know,
there.
and you know what? Like, that's why I say it's like this. Look, we ain't all gotta agree, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Right now, they ain't the time to like show division. People
Yeah,
get in their
irrelevant right now.
feelings. Yeah, people get in their feelings about certain stuff, and you know what I mean, that's your nuances. Like you said, we ain't gotta like, you know what I mean, we gotta just all be on code. And this is
Yeah.
my thing, right? If I look around in these spaces, and especially with something that's most important, to something that is really popping off, that is really going the fuck down, right? And I look around and I happen to peruse your channel, and you saying you B1 and you talking about anything else but what's going on right now, I'm gonna look at you with all this, not even the side. I'm gonna stare you right in your face, and I'm gonna just label you a motherfucking cool. You bet not ever sit on these platforms and be the motherfucking judge, jury, and executioner of taking people's motherfucking black cards.
You know what's crazy about the black card is like when that shit happened with George Floyd, and I saw the response from some of the homegrown coons. That's what I mean by you either in or you out.
Right.
The coons in in the country, brothers coming out here on YouTube, talking shit, making every excuse in the book, or they were quiet. But now that the riots start, they all got something to say. And you know what's funny is that I was watching BEJ, Black Experience Japan, the X-Pac channel.
Yep.
And he had X-Pacs because he covers black people from all over the globe, mostly Asia and different Asian countries.
Yeah.
And he flies to them, interviews them and everything. It's a real good channel.
Yeah,
and they hear their stories, and there's a lot of interviews on there that I think is actually must watch videos. But anyway, they did a live stream, like a long live stream, and they had black people from all over the world calling in with so much anger and pain.
Yeah.
Maya did the same thing. Then you had Tigress, a sister on the continent. She had like a 5-hour live stream, and the Africans were like so pissed off about that video. You know what I mean? That's how egregious the video was. Take color out of it for a second. There was a guy just murdered in front of the public in broad daylight for no reason.
And he's a citizen, right? He's a citizen.
You have to be a trained coon, man, to find a way to wiggle out of having compassion for that. Let alone just being somebody who looks like you. Now bring color back in.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to be on code? You understand it? You can't even,
you saw
disrespect online. You can't even go online and disrespect Jews. You can't even say shit about you, one Jewish person, without having the Jews come down on your ass. You know what I mean? This man is murdered, and you're looking for a reason to not care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, you really are. Like I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this one. Is there's a lot of outrage around the world, right? There's a lot of people that are seeing this. I'm talking about not even just black people, like people of other races seeing this and seeing what is going on, and they're outraged by it, right? And they feel for black folk. Like, man, I'm walking around, man, and like Japanese people are looking at me like they giving me that look, like that I'm sorry. Like, this shit is like, it's terrible. It's horrendous. It's terrible, and it's fucked up. You know what I mean? But here's the point to it. And this is why I say I don't like, I'm not surprised by white folk, and I'm not surprised by the black folk or the coons, right? But what I mean is, I'm not talking about them because they already let us know where they was at, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about is the people that claim that they on this, and they on some other shit. They on some fuck shit. They throwing chairs and shit, throwing rocks and hiding their hands and talking about shit, but want to incite and insinuate and set the bar for blackness, but they don't even follow the tenets of it.
Mm-mm.
They don't build shit. They just tear shit down.
Yeah, man. I'm not saying it's right, DeAndre, but I gotta respect the gangster when I see it. Look, man. I want these.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about motherfucker on the platform, man.
No. Let me finish. I wasn't talking about them neither. I'm going somewhere with this. I respect.
Okay, go ahead.
I respect deeds. You know what I mean? I can respect another man's hustle, another man's grind. So turn this, extrapolate that to the race and politics. Sometimes you gotta look back at the gangster white folk. You know what I mean? How they stand, how the audacity of these people. I mean, dead wrong. They don't give a shit. Look, remember that kid in California got caught raping that girl? Witnesses, eyewitnesses, and everything. That white judge looked at him in his face and said, I think you've learned your lesson. This is a horrible ordeal for you and your family. Look at the fucking compassion he has for that white man. You know what I mean? That white boy. I don't think this should ruin your life. They gave him a slap on the wrist. Same thing happened in Ohio. Same thing happened in Massachusetts. So they have a real rape culture going on there, and they protect their white males. This is how extreme they are as far as being on code. We can't even show compassion for a brother murdered on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can't even show. This is the extremes. This is what I'm saying. This is the end of the spectrums we at. You got these motherfuckers over here covering for murderers and rapists.
Shit,
that's how far cold they are. You can't even give a like or a good comment in the chat room in solidarity with your own.
Of course not, man. Of course not.
That shit is fucking ridiculous, man.
That's why, because Skip Gates did that, right? He did a lot of that. Think what you will of him, but Skip Gates has been a coon, been on some coon shit. Okay. Yeah. And he was on some coon shit all the way up until somebody called the police on him for breaking into his own house because he was fumbling keys. See, and what happened whenever it happened to Skip Gates? Nobody gave a fuck. See, at that point it's too late to cry over spoiled milk. And the reason why, because Skip Gates has been doing too much coon shit that you get in on, Skip Gates getting on some pro black shit. No, it'd be kind of like,
yeah.
You just go ahead to fall back, man.
I'm gonna try something because I might come off a certain way. All right. So to the sister that I balked at a minute ago, I might come off a certain way. Let me make sure that you understand where I'm coming from. I've been to Puerto Rico 4 times. I've been to Louisa. I grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn. I grew up around Puerto Ricans. Matter of fact, to this day, I don't use seasoning salt for my chicken. I use sazon and adobo on my chicken to this day. You understand me? Because I got that from Anna and Louisa and Yesenia and them. You understand me? I grew up around these people, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, when I went to Louisa, there were dark-skinned black people down there, darker than me. And this is a funny story. Me and my boy, Double D Owens, Dirt Dick Owens, my man, we was down there about to go on a cruise. So we went down there 2 days early before everybody caught up with us on the Sunday. So we went down there on a Friday. So we got the Jeep and we chilling in Louisa, and there's like this big circle. Anybody been to Puerto Rico and been to Louisa, they know about that big circle in Louisa that has a monument in the middle of it. We're at the little yard, the little bodega over there trying to get some passower. Why? Because they don't let passower in the country no more. And my homeboy Padme, who was a Puerto Rican boxer back in the States, a homeboy of mine, who I hang out with, didn't want some passower. So I went to the store to get him some passower. Okay, so while we at the getting some passower, a brother comes in there, Puerto Rican, about the same complexion as me, comes in there, and he got the little, prostitute outside in the yard, because this is poor. Louisa's poor. And matter of fact, if you don't want to know where Louisa's from, if you watch Fast and Furious, the 2 reggaeton artists they have in Fast and Furious, they from Louisa. So anyway, he's trying to sell us the girl, and we like, nah, we cool. And then we get into this conversation, and now we out there drinking the passower, I'm a little tipsy, and then we cross the street, and he starts telling us the story about Louisa, how it was a main area for Puerto Rico, which is Puerto Rico. They used to, a main point where they used to process slaves. And he said this is what the monument means. And he read it off to us, what it meant and what it read on the monument. So I'm getting a fucking history lesson on a Saturday night in the middle of the goddamn road by a pimp. You understand me? And he started talking about the darkness and the lightness, and they have the same fucking issues going on in Puerto Rico, where you have dark at the bottom, light at the top. And that's on Puerto Rico. So imagine what's happening in America amongst some of us. So you're either in or you're out. That's all I'm saying. I'm coming from a place of love. I'm not coming from a place of hate. I'm coming from reality. I'm coming from my experience. I wish it was different. I wish we were all down. I wish there wasn't a problem. We just sat here and ripped apart dark-skinned, actual African-American coons. Don't tell me I can't say nothing about other groups of people who play with this shit.
Oh, Cerulin, did you see that message? I'm not going to read it out loud and stuff like that. That's in the chat from Great Black Shark.
Oh yeah, actually, our people are good.
Okay.
Our people are good.
Okay.
You know, because right now
you good too, Power, sister, my sister. That's all. I just want to make sure you clear where I'm coming from. So that's why I gave that story, because I don't talk out of my ass. I come out of experience. When we get on these live streams, we get quick and we hit points and we use euphemisms and shit, and they don't cover a lot of shit. But if you really want to get into it, I can get into it. I don't just throw shit out of my mouth just to shit on other people. I'm not built that way. Because if you white and your heart's right, I got a video on my channel right now that says fuck Chief Cleef. And I'm talking up how Father Flegg is more of a brother than he is.
No,
you know what I'm saying? if you about that life, you about that life.
Let me tell you this. So most of the people that were arrested are non-black.
Yeah. Most of the people arrested.
Most of the people that were arrested were non-black. So our people are mostly good.
Yeah.
There might be some that have gone below my radar.
Well, there's dudes out there really doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? So. That goes with the territory. It is what it is. I'm not going to tell the police to stand by and let them go. Well, no, if a dude's out there, holding somebody at gunpoint or they catch him robbing something, they got to do their job. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But for the most part, most of the protesters who've been arrested so far have been non-blacks. So when these niggas come out here and keep blaming their people, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, dude. All right, fine. Some of us are out there looting and stealing shit. Okay, fine. They're poor blacks. Show me
Becky's getting arrested.
Yeah, show me the black, show me the rich, upper, mobile black person out there doing it, and then we can have a conversation. I'm not gonna sit here and argue what poor people are doing, what they take. Most of that shit's insured. Who gives a fuck? The truth of the matter is, you should be more upset about that man having his fucking his neck crushed. That's what you should be upset about. You should be livid about that. Not coming out here, showing all this emotion about what's happening at Charlie's store and so-and-so's store and how could we and niggas this and niggas that. Nigga, go kill yourself. Now.
Or maybe somebody should, plant their knee on the back of their neck until it's crushed.
Oh, like that white dude did, tried to show that it wasn't a problem. He almost died and shit.
They already got dudes out there. You know what? I got the photo. I'm going to show them my next live stream about these kids making fun of it. They doing memes and putting it up on TikTok. One white kid get on their neck and another kid, and they laughing, and they doing a little white power. It's unbelievable how you being disrespected. And you're never mad about that, though. You're never upset about that. You have no smoke for that. Not even white kids. You have no smoke for them at all. You are a trained monkey.
But see that shit right there they keep doing. That's what puts brothers like George Floyd in danger.
Exactly. They don't get it.
Oh yeah, Water Sniper said they got a George Floyd challenge going on. Yeah, you know what? And I saw in the past week I saw like maybe 5. Like if I was actually counting, 5 white people saying some racist stuff in a comment. It was like I didn't see the original post. I saw the post of someone catching them doing it. Then they would contact their job and they got them fired. Like they getting them fired. Like
get them fired. Hey, sister, my bad if I took what you said the wrong way. Okay,
but
I agree with your last statement.
11 a.m. and I got things to do this morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
the pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's say salute to the nation, salute to our esteemed ebony stars. Long live the black nobility. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Yeah, be safe out there, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I had my cousin with me yesterday. Look, we ride through the city like ain't none of this shit happening.
I like them niggas in what's that movie when they came back to Vietnam and robbed the bank?
The Dead Presidents.
Yeah, presidents got riding through with the suicide doors, nigga, just riding through the city.
Yeah,
I keep the bowie in my back. I keep the assortment of nylon daggers and knives. Look, they're one of them motherfuckers. Look, 3 feet, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I just hope we keep the energy, man, because I mean, at some point, we can't keep living like this, man.
No,
And I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you're a coon or not. It's all wearing on the black psyche. You know what I mean? No, I've been around the world. I'm living in another country right now. No one is dealing with this kind of level of disrespect. This is uncivil to live like that.
of course, bro.
It's uncivil. I'm in Germany where they committed fucking the Holocaust. They're not like this. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
They're not treating people like this.
And they was marching people to gas chambers like what?
Exactly.
Like,
you know what I mean? They're supposed to be worse based on the metrics, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
They're not doing that now.
we live in a very racist society that's uncivil towards you. And if they don't get you, that's fine. I want you to understand this. You're a coon if you're not concerned about somebody else. You just playing racial roulette. That's all you're doing. Hoping it don't happen to you. That's all you're doing. You just hope it don't happen to me. You know, it won't happen to me. You know, and then it might happen to somebody you care about. You know, it happened to Steven Jackson. It happened to somebody that was close to him. You see what I'm saying? It can happen, fam. And it will happen sooner or later. And that shouldn't be your mindset. The fact that it is very random. They don't know these people. They don't know the black people they accost. They don't know a can of paint.
Shoot.
They're just doing what they're doing in the moment.
Hey,
they beat up one of their own officers and didn't know it.
Exactly. They killed
in the same precinct.
Black officers in New York. Then they killed another because they were both dressed like what? They had a hoodie on.
Undercover?
No, they weren't even undercover. One was undercover. You're right, and the other one was off duty.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In New York City. This is
Yeah,
fucking crazy, man. This is your life, man. You want to play with your life like that? I don't care how many buildings I own, man. I know I'm black, fam. You know what I mean? I know I'm black, and because of recent events, because of what happened to Bill Cosby, if money was the answer to everything and success was the answer to everything, explain why the fuck he is where he at right now.
Well, they made sure they was getting him. They moved him from state to state to make sure they could get him.
This shit crazy, man.
I think because the precincts was being burnt up, they was like, okay, they hunting for the dude, so they burning up any precinct that they don't find him at. So we're gonna have to keep moving. They're gonna use that as proof that he was in danger.
Look, man,
and that's why we moved them.
I'm keeping score, man. They burned down three fucking police precincts, man. That's turning up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's turning up.
No, you know what's turning up? You know what's turning up? Having the Secret Service had to rush the president to an underground bunker in the White House in DC. Now that's turning the fuck up.
But don't share though. Don't share because there's another part of the country that has not spoken yet. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they armed and they crazy and ignorant as fuck. My home is in Trump country. Trust me. All right?
Oh yeah.
In my area, it's not as crazy as some of the other parts of the country that are really crazy and backwards. You understand me? I'm talking about backwards. I'm talking about the degenerates. You understand? Teeth missing, the streets. Like I told motherfuckers all the time on my live streams, the white streets are connected to the white corporate America. All right. When you go to those Trump rallies, that's the white streets there. That's not fucking rich white people in there. That's the white streets is in there. You understand? Trump beating up people in the crowd and all that. That portion of the country has not spoken yet. Trust me. And they itching for an opportunity. All right. So be careful out there. That's all I got to say. Don't celebrate this shit just yet. All right?
They gonna be the ones that's gonna gun down Trump if they feel like he betrayed them or he ain't doing what they want them to do.
They
ain't
even gotta go that far. These are the main killers of cops. They about that. Remember that? I give you a quick story. Remember in Ohio when that dude was he was terrorizing that black family with the Confederate flag at the game. He was at a high school game and shit. And then them fucking cops came in and removed his ass. He came back 2 days later and killed the cop. They about that life, man. So I'm telling you, be quiet, be careful, because they crazy. They look how we've been raised and socialized to be coons and to be half crazy as black people. So have they. For 400 years, they've been raised and cultured and socialized to be crazy. They're drunk on white supremacy. They know nothing else. You understand me? Their numbers are dropping. They're in a desperate position. So be fucking careful.
Well, you got the I'm like, you gotta look at it like you are right, Jay Sean. Like, man, they know straight off, up and down, like Sean, is what Trump is doing is like he had him like arm up in Michigan. Y'all want to go outside? Call him broke. Like maybe you should negotiate a little, give a little. You know what I'm saying? These people are angry, right? You know, like how he was up there talking and stuff. You know, in the biggest part of this is people don't realize that these dudes will come like. And it ain't nothing to be like, you know, not to be scaring motherfuckers, but it's just to be prepared. You know what's going to go down. Because just like them Bundys, remember the people forget about the Bundy Ranch. How the government ran up on them Bundy boys, and they got tired, and they didn't go take over a federal building, like in the park they had a damn standoff. People keep forgetting about that. They had a standoff in a federal building, and look, I think one of them got shot, and the dad went to jail for like a year, but everybody else got off, and they let him ride. See how that worked? See, like people don't understand. Like, how the fuck did they get off? Well, they ranchers. You need to eat beef, don't you? White people like their meats. They like their meats. The Bundys control that meat. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we don't realize who we dealing with, and like really, you know, like you said, man, you can't be peaceful, man. You can't be peaceful with people that ain't peaceful, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We black people.
You barking, boss. What's it mean?
We gotta throw arms and stop being like Athenians and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is it me? Am I barking or is it you?
Yeah, we gotta.
It might be you.
Probably me.
Okay. Is it me?
No, you're not bored.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you really good.
Okay, that's probably.
Yeah, we can hear you really good. We can hear you really good. So yeah, like we have to, you know what I mean, we have to like really get to the place and understand that, okay, since you ain't gonna listen, we're gonna bring you to the bargaining table. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They taking, okay, the shit that black people are doing, or not black people, just the shit that is happening, this liberation is happening. It's only been going on for a week, right? You know what this is, Jay Sean?
What's up?
This is outside and keying a car. She didn't jump in the car and ride it through the front door of the house and run over the dude. Right? She didn't throw hot grits on the dude, right? She just went outside and keyed his car. Right? Turned his PlayStation off while he was playing a video game. Right? He was on the last board or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like pushed him a little bit. That's all this is. Compared to what black people have endured for 400 goddamn years. They can't take being uncomfortable for a week.
They can't, because that's what I'm saying. They're not used to it. They've been raised. It's like
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. And
exactly.
I have a term. I say, Christians, not going to start any shit with Christians, but I'm saying they say, you're born again, and to be a born again Christian. And I'm like, look, man, black people, you're not born again. You're born a coon. All right. Black people in America are born coons, and white people in America are born racist. All right. And it takes a white person to let down their racism to come to some common sense. And it takes a black person to get knowledge of self and some awareness to get away from that coon shit. And if you think I'm crazy for saying what I'm saying, all you got to do is look at the dog test. You know what I mean? It's part of the culture. It's in the society. That's how ingrained it is. All right. Yeah. You taught to be inferior from birth. You have to come out here and learn. So everybody that's listening to my voice right now and who's on some pro-black stuff or who have confidence in themselves and who are proud to be black, you came to that. You either went out and learned some stuff. You had a consciousness about yourself. You went and grew into your consciousness. You didn't just be that way when you was born. To be born in this country, man, you were born a coon. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the culture. You know what I mean? You are a property. You're a subhuman to these people, and that's just the way it's going to be. On the flip side of that, they think they're better. And it's like our sister Toni Morrison said. You know, and like, you know, and I love the way she put it. You know, it's a shame that some people only can stand tall if somebody else is on their knees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's their culture. Somebody has to be on their fucking knees. And you think about how embedded that is. Think about bullying, right? The culture of, you know, shows like Clueless, and, you know, everybody's, I'm the it girl and I'm the it guy. You know what I mean? Everybody's got to be higher than somebody else. No skills, no nothing. I'm just better than you. I'm better looking than you. I'm better this. I'm better that. That's just the culture. You know what I mean? And that's a small, you know, aspect of it. If you go to a larger scale, look at how the politics is given. It's a winner take all type politics. Somebody has to lose. Somebody has to be a fucking loser. And like, you know, our brother, Claude Anderson always says, to be called a minority means you're a loser. To be a minority means you're a loser. And that's what they put us. They put us in the loser class. You know what I mean? And they've been riding on this ever since the inception of the country. And we're going to have to get to the point where it's enough. It's enough. You know what I mean? It's enough, because at some point, after 400 fucking years, we're complicit in this shit. It's kind of like being with an abusive spouse, whether you male or female, and that person's taking advantage of you. You know what I mean? And you keep going back to them. You keep going back to them, or you keep letting them do what they do. At some point, you're complicit in your own abuse. You understand me? You know, so, and that's what we are as black people. It's 400 fucking years, y'all. 400. Not one. Let's do the fucking Count Dracula. 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking 100 years.
400, man. 400 goddamn years.
When is enough? So at some point, when you going to stop the cooning? When you going to stop being comfortable being under another man's rule? That's when I said projecting power, and I put that picture up of Trump flanked with nothing but white men. When that shit kicked off with Iran, remember that shit? And he's flanked with nothing but white men. He's projecting power, but not just power, white power. It's fucking 40 fucking million black people in the country. He ain't got none but white men next to him. He ain't got a white woman, nothing. Just white men. That's called projecting power, fam. And you okay with that? You okay with that, black conservative? You okay with that, cis-bim? You okay with that? Or whatever the fuck you call, whatever fucking flag you flying today, nigga. You okay with that? It's like, I mean, at some point, man, you're gonna have to grab your balls and say enough's enough. I want to fucking either want my seat at the table or I want the table. One of the two. But this shit, this being under the table shit, and this catching crumbs from off the table, it's out. That's just out. You should be treated like a goddamn human being. That's not something we should obtain. Look, if they stop killing us tomorrow and start treating us like they treat white citizens, and police start treating us the same respect, you haven't gained anything, nigga. That's bringing you back to zero. That's where you're supposed to be. That's the bare fucking minimum of citizenship. You shouldn't be getting your ass whooped, and you shouldn't be getting killed in your own fucking country, dude. That's not a game. We had a fucking deficit. And that's how your attitude should be. So when they start grinning and saying, hey, we gave you this. I vote, like Biden running around here talking about, I voted for the fucking Voters' Right Act. You know, I don't know how many times he said he did. But motherfucker, I'm supposed to have the right to vote.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't giving me something. That's something I'm supposed to have, motherfucker. The fact that you been bragging on that shit tells me your mindset. Nigga, didn't I feed you, nigga? Ain't I a good master? God damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's how he acting. It's the same thing with Donald Sterling. I feed him, I clothe him. You know, he's talking about millionaires. He's talking about Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. I feed him, I clothe him. This is their mindset. It's not to be fucking played with, man. 400 years. It's a wrap. Grow the fuck up, man. Get on some man shit, man. Or just fucking bend over and bust it wide open, nigga. Pick one.
Yeah.
Stop walking around here like you a man. Because you're not.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, you basically said it, bro. Like, this is gonna be an ongoing thing. It's gonna be an ebb and flow with it. I think that what they're trying to do is trying to wait it out so they can let it cool down, see what they can do, see if they can actually see if they can let them get. Yeah,
I'm gonna sound like a complainer when I say this next part.
What's up?
I got this shit's on my mind. Motherfuckers think, like, you know, what's weird about it? Like, say tomorrow, right? Say tomorrow, like, say really, you know, it's that scene at fucking Return of the Jedi, and the fucking Death Star blows up, and everybody's celebrating throughout the universe, and you know what I mean, and the fucking Empire is almost over, or the Empire's out of power. Say that happened, right? And tomorrow they just said, you know what, enough of this shit. We're going to arrest cops. You're going to have all this high accountability for police officers. No more killings and no more mistreatment. And you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, you know what, niggers, we're going to give you reparations. Say that happened tomorrow. Let me tell black men something. Any black man who come across this video, I want you to understand something. And this is not caping. This is just reality. Some of my sisters will be cool. But even the ones who are cool really won't respect you. You understand me? As a man, you got to take yours. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. You got to take yours. All right? All these niggas on YouTube and on fucking CNN or ESPN crying and shit, stop that shit. Begging somebody to give you life and leave your life alone, and nigga is weak. You think tomorrow she's going to stop swirling if that start to happen? No, she's not, because she's still going to see, because feminine energy is going to gravitate towards, dominant masculine energy. And if they're still in power and they're the ones that decided that you can be free, they still got all the power. You're going to have to take it. You're going to have to make these motherfuckers uncomfortable and bring them to a certain point where they're going to have to give you your freedom. That's the only way you make this shit right.
Yeah.
That's the only fucking way. So if motherfuckers want to turn up and tear us with shit, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, because the country, like I said earlier, to get free from England, did the same goddamn thing, and they were way worse.
Yeah.
All right? They tore up the whole goddamn East Coast. So we're gonna have to get militant, man. We're gonna have to get on some real man shit, or we gonna die, or we always gonna be in a subservient position, always. And for me, I don't want that. Now, I don't live it like that in my personal life, but as a group, I know, we need that. We need to have our own agency. We have to, as men. Other group of men have their agency to a certain extent, you know what I mean? And we need ours to a certain extent. That's all. Especially with America. America was built on our backs. It's our shit. It's our shit. You can do business in Africa. I'm going to do business in Africa. I'm doing business in Europe right now. I'm going to do business where the fuck I want, but I'm an American citizen. My bones and my blood is buried there, and I'm not forfeiting that. I'm not forfeiting. I want mine. And I need other brothers to get on the same goddamn page, man. We're going to have to get on the same page, period. I don't give a fuck what your religion background is. I don't care if you got a different strategy, whatever. If your fucking mentality is that you want agency, we good. We shoulder to soldier. But if you cool with them motherfuckers being in charge and writing law and writing policy and giving you your freedom, which they can take away anytime they want, all right, nigga. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Like,
that's
like
all
I
got
said,
to add to this.
these. Oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Been going at this for like 3 hours and shit. You know what I'm saying? But bro, this is I'm really feeling what you're saying about that, man, because it's like a participation trophy, right? Like it's like give it to you. It's just to pacify you and shut you up while they're working on a trick bag behind the scenes to catch you with the okie doke, right? Because by the time they give you something, they already got the flim flam ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they renege on every deal that they ever make, right? Like, all right, we're gonna sign the Civil Rights Bill. Okay, bro. So what was the Emancipation Proclamation for? Why do you got to make another thing to reinforce the other thing that I'm already supposed to get?
It's like when I did that debate with MOT, not MOT, when I did that debate with SKC, I said, it doesn't matter what the laws is. It matters who's in power. Who enforces
That's all that matters.
That's all that fucking matters, man. It's just the way it is. I don't care if you under fucking communism. I don't care what social order you in. It's all about power. End of. If the Germans wanted to turn up right now, what the fuck can I do about it? I gotta get the fuck out their country. I know that much. I don't have no power here, fam.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. Now you've been in your country for let's say it again, class, 400 years. And you ain't got no power. That's a shame. This is enough. It's ridiculous, man. Take this energy, use it. Everybody should be talking to their family members, talking to people at work. It's time for us to stop hiding from the issue. It's a fucking issue. If I can go to work and hear about dogs being fucking murdered, or hearing about politics or this tragedy, well, talk about your tragedy. Stop hiding. Stop shrinking, man. America is yours. Stand the fuck tall up in that bitch. You niggas not to stand tall for some pussy. Stand tall up in your country.
Yep.
You know
Real
what I mean?
talk.
Yeah, stand tall on that shit, man. And just, whatever happens, happens, man. Because it's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. They're going to violate you anyway. So you got nothing to lose. You got everything to gain. And that's the fucking crazy part about all of this. You got everything to gain, man. You don't get no lower than this.
Word.
The whole world is seen as being disrespected. You understand when you go to other countries, other men don't really respect you like that. You understand what I'm saying? And these fucking conservatives don't understand that. You need your group, man. You need to have respect, and your respect comes from your culture and your group and how you're on code with each other. One of the most important things that Donald Sterling said on that tape, out of all the fucked up shit he said, the most important thing he said is that black people don't care about black people. That's his perception of you. A rich white billionaire. That's how the world sees y'all. Y'all don't care about each other. So all this bickering we doing, all this disrespect we doing on YouTube, and and denying racism and acting like it's niggas' fault and all that. That just make you look weak, fam. It just makes you look weak.
Yeah, man.
That's all it's doing. You're making yourself weaker.
Yeah, because it's like I think we have to get to the point where white people we have to get to the point where we have to be unapologetically black, right?
Yeah,
we got to be unapologetically black, but empower black women. I think we have far to go. I think we to go to. I'm like we long as we
she's making a good point. She's making a good point. But that's what I was talking about earlier with the psyche shit, right? The emotion shit, Dre. And I was talking about getting on some business. See, I got inside ball. What turns black people on the most? Consumerism, right? Having shit. Yeah. So if we can get on some business shit, but tweak that business shit the way we're doing business with each other, right? That's going to force us to start learning how to deal with each other again. Furthermore, a lot of us ain't going to make it. You're right. A lot of us are too far gone. That's why my mindset is about tomorrow. See, the problem is this. Here's the problem. And I know this is going to be a downer. I know it's going to bring everybody's energy down, but it is what it is. Yeah. You might not find happiness in your lifetime. You understand me? It might not happen for you in your lifetime. What you should be concerned about as an adult is someone who's 30, 35, 40 years old, especially if you have children. But if you don't and you plan to have children, you should be concerned about your grandchildren and what the world's going to look like for them. That should be your fucking concern. And if it's not your concern, you ain't shit.
Exactly.
End of. You know what I mean? And that's my mentality on that, man. The sister's right. There are a lot of us who are far gone, too far gone. But we can't save everybody neither. So if the people who are like mine who want a black future, then we're going to have to fight for it. We're going to have to strive for it. We're going to have to work for it. We're going to have to sacrifice for it. It's just the way it is. Everybody, other group has done it. You know what I mean? Every other group has done it. Even the white boys have done it. They came over here. They got sick and caught diseases on boats. They risked it all. They didn't fought wars with the Indians. They didn't maintain slavery for all kinds of hundreds of years. They did what they had to do to create their white Wakanda. We're gonna have to do what we got to do to create ours.
And that's why, and that's why when Cerulean said that thing, when Cerulean used to say that 2/3 policy and dudes motherfuckers used to get triggered. Yeah. Right? I'm all about that 2/3 policy, man.
Yeah. And she's right. She's that the people who are too far gone, that's what she's talking about. What gives me hope is that I do see some of us, that got the right mindset. The question is, how can we aggregate it? You know what I mean? How can we aggregate it to make it count? And unfortunately, what we should be doing on YouTube is influencing the next generation. We have the airwaves. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have pop culture, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have social media. We should be influencing each other. You know what I mean? We should be influencing the next path. We start reconstructing some goddamn, standards. You know what I mean? And we can do that. Now, if you feel like it's too far gone and you don't want, and there's nothing can be done about it, then you're gonna fall into what I call apathy, and that's a place I don't want to be. She could be right. It might be too late. Who knows? But while I'm breathing, I'm willing to try. Hey, we got nothing to fucking lose.
I'm like, look, man, listen, we already at the 1/3 policy. It's only 18% of us left, down to 36 or 30 something percent, right? So we already, like, black men are walking around and we goddamn endangered species and shit. You know what I'm saying? The World Health, you know what I mean? The World Animal Association should just come out, nigga, and put us on the list. You know, the American black man is an endangered species. The American black woman is a goddamn endangered species. Only 18% of us left. Nigga, it's damn near genocide, nigga. If you really think about it, right? We should be our own special fucking tribe and shit running around this motherfucker.
So we
right?
are. We are.
And we are, right? So,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying with this is, if that's the case, and we know what it is, why do you, like, you know, like, people don't know, like, shit, white Bengal tigers are endangered species, but why won't you run up on a goddamn tiger in the jungle? Because he will fuck you the fuck up, right? That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
We listen, all that peaceful protesting, all that trying to be convenient and come to the table, it's with people that have reneged on deals time after time, hijacked the whole country. Hijacked a country from, like, they have never paid their debts ever.
Never.
Ever.
They violated every treaty. They just that's what we're dealing with. So now we know what we're dealing with. It's just business, man. Just handle business.
Yeah.
Take care of business, man. And get off this play shit, get off this emotional shit. Man. Let's handle business. Transfer your emotion into passion. And then focus that passion, you know what I mean? Whether you're making money, you know, building your home, you know, dealing with your kids, dealing with your family members, and then dealing with each other. Just focus our energy where it needs to be and stop the dumb shit. Because we don't have time for it no more. We don't, man. We don't have time for it.
And my other suggestion is, and I'm just, you know, I can't tell nobody what to do with their platform. This is just a suggestion, man. I support the platform, with all my might and stuff. But them crying ass, whining ass niggas over there, leave them niggas over there. Like, fuck them niggas, man. We got more important shit to be worrying about and be going on, man. Like, fuck them niggas, man. Because you know, isolation is the best thing for them.
Yeah, they're looking for attention anyway. You know,
that's all it is.
With the so-called black woman they running from, or they don't deal with no more. They want to come over and always debate and argue with. You know what I mean? It's just. It's insane to me to see what I'm seeing, and it's you know, it's just disheartening to see other black brothers. These are my brothers still. Even these coons out here, they're still our brothers. You know, and it's disheartening to see them so fucked up in the head. You know what I mean? You know, so afraid. It's really fear. You know what I mean? It's a deep psychosis of fear. You know, and it's part of our culture. Now, look, you got to zoom out and get on some real, some real, unemotional shit and look at your society and say, all right, fine, how did we become this way? And just see it for what it is, man. I understand why we are where we are. I get it. I do. I do. I get the psychosis. I get the Sambo. I get the bed winch mentality. I get the Sambo mentality. I get the bed book mentality. You know what I mean? I get it. And I know what happens to us. But that does not mean you don't stop it from happening or try to change it. Every group gets on some hardcore shit at some point to say, you know what, if we're going to survive, we got to do this. All right?
Yeah.
We got to do it. We got to do this. We got to do that if we want to survive. This is the world we're in. These are the enemies we have. And it's not going to get any easier for us because we got all of these groups in the country now who are now another generation into the country. All those immigrants that came over in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they're having children. It's not going to get easier.
And to let you know, saying these other immigrants, these darker skinned immigrants, by the time they get into generation number 3 and number 4, they're going to be the new African American 3.0. Super cool.
The new Black Americans.
I disagree.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to be
you know what they're going to be, DeAndre? They're going to be that buffer class that some whites in this country wanted to create. Remember back in the day when they were creating mulattoes? The country was so racist and so hurt after Civil War that they wouldn't even tolerate. No, that's why they could. The one drop rule became part of the culture, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not like South Africa or Australia where they have a colored class. You know what I mean? You have the Black Africans are colored and white. It's not like they were trying to do that here, and they did the same thing in parts of like Jamaica, the Caribbean. You got the dark African, Africans down there. You got the coolies, light skin, mulattoes, and then you have the whites who are in power. So look, this is a structure we tried to create a long time ago, but instead of doing it with us, they go use the immigrants.
Oh yeah. They've been
that buffer class. That's what the immigrants are going to be. They're going to be that buffer class, and they're going to be Americans, which means they're going to be anti-black.
Of course.
And you know what I mean? And this is what it's going to be unless we get our shit together.
Yeah, of
Oh
course.
no, that's only going to be for a time because they don't change. They're going to do the same thing to them as they do to us, and it's going to repeat the cycle again.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Hold up.
Mhm.
Dang, 35% of Latinos, mostly white Latinos, voted for Trump.
Yeah.
And he still went down to that border. And guess what? They're still gonna vote for Trump. I got a white Hispanic in my job, and he don't care what happened to his people. Yeah, they got their own coons too.
Of course, yeah. They got a lot of them.
They got the coons too because being anti-black is more important. Look at it like this. Take immigration out of it. You have a poor white buffer class. We got a lot of buffer classes in our way, okay? You got a white buffer class that they keep poor. Look at all the Republican states. They're some of the poorest states in the country, and they keep them poor. But guess what? They're not. They're not a nigga.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's going to be because look, that's just how the country is built. It's the pull, especially in the Western Hemisphere. This is the mentality, and I'm not just talking about America. I'm talking about Brazil. I'm talking about Peru. I'm talking about Chile. Black on the bottom, white on the top, brown in the middle. You understand me? Yep. That's how everything's constructed on the Western Hemisphere. Cuba. I just talked about Puerto Rico. We're gonna have to get our shit together at some point. And say enough and push through. We're gonna have to fight for this. We're gonna have to take this, and we're gonna have to do it for our grandchildren. It's not gonna be easy, and it's not gonna be comfortable. You know what I mean?
Of course not. Like I was talking to an Indian homeboy, and he was talking about how his brother was all pro-Trump until Trump was talking about building a wall and sending immigrants back, and his brother's wife is Mexican. He's Indian, like he's like East Indian from like India, right? And me and him was just, we was just having a conversation, and he was, me and him was like going back and forth. We was just talking, we just having just like convo. He say, man, they don't see what's about to happen. Like they don't see the pipeline. They thinking it's just affecting black people, but you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's going to affect us too, man. Like, let some terrorists pop off and everybody think we terrorists or something. They forgot. Like they was treating Indians like terrorists too. Like I was like,
I forgot to drop this nugget in there too. If you think I'm bullshitting, like in California, the state of California is paying MX6, MS-13 or whatever the fuck that name of that gang is.
Yeah,
to chill out. They paying them to chill out. They're telling the sheriffs are telling their people not to tow their cars, so they can be riding dirty and they don't get their cars towed, but your black ass will get towed. In Arizona, it's hands off. Don't profile Hispanics, so they don't even stop Hispanics for bullshit in Arizona, but they'll stop your black ass. You see what I'm saying? They're already doing it. They're already doing it. And that's what's going to happen is they're going to do the Hubuki hand job. They're going to fight over them. The Democrats and the Republicans are going to fight over them. You know what I mean? We got conservative values and we're about business. And then those people who feel that way or religious, they're going to go with them on that level. And then you're going to have the Democrats fight for their cut of it because they're trying to replace us as a voting bloc anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to replace us as a voting bloc anyway with them. So they're going to be above a class above us. And all to make them happy is to say, okay. We won't detain nobody at the border. We won't put nobody in cages. Ain't that nice? Ain't that kind? Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that great? I love Hispanics. That's going to be the next, because they just treated them so fucking dirty. All they got to do now is lift the dirtiness.
Yeah.
And they did something for them.
Exactly.
They want the country so bad, man. You let them in the country, give them a better, life than what they had in Nicaragua or Guatemala, whatever the fuck they're coming from. And then you tell them, okay, and now on top of that, you're better than these niggas, ain't it? Ain't it nice here in America? And they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it. And they're gonna take it. And they're gonna treat y'all like shit. They're gonna treat our grandchildren like shit. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Yeah, but it
ain't about me no more. 42 years old. I'm good. I'll knock one of them motherfuckers out. I got my paper and I'm gonna get some more. But I got grandchildren coming. Yeah. That's why I'm on, man. I need y'all. I need everybody black to get on the same page, man. Because I need politically, we ain't strong right now because we all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? And that's how they take advantage. And that's what I'm saying. All this bullshit going on between black men and black women, that shit gotta, look, you either in or you out. That's my mantra. I'm on some George Bush shit. You either with us or against us. That's it.
This is facts, man.
You either with us or you against us. That's it. That's anybody. I don't give a fuck if you darker than me. You either with us or you against us. Ain't no fucking straddling the fence on this. This is life or death for us. Literally life or death for us. Economics is life and death.
And that's and you know what? That's the greatest. That's why I'm saying that I'm glad that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because like if it didn't happen, man, if niggas was rocked to sleep for another 5 to 10 more years, man, it'd have been too late. Well, you know what I'm saying? It'd have been too late. Like some of us would have got it, man. Like we would have got it, and you know, like we're getting it now, like we're talking about it. But this was a catalyst to spark while these young people are still young and they didn't get all the way rocked to sleep and all the way assimilated. Like, you know, it was like a baby shake. You know what I'm saying? It's like shaking a baby, bro. Like it is that's what it is, man. And that's what it needed. I'm sorry that this man had to, you know, pass and stuff like that, but it was too much dumb shit happened right behind each other. And you know, after all the accumulation of blatant, like, you know, blatant. It's like, yo, how you gonna niggas? How are you gonna explain this one? Like, how you gonna let them ride on this one? And the thing is they, you know what I mean, what's up with the other 3 officers, right? Because they trying to figure out, all right, if we make this a precedent, right? We, you know what I mean, something he gonna have to fall on the sword. You know what I mean? Because what I don't want to happen is 2 things. This is 2 things I don't want to happen, right? I'm gonna say this. I don't want his ass to get off. That'll be so egregious.
They can't let him off now.
They can't let him off now because if they let him off,
one thing that can happen right now is
the country will burn.
If Trump wins re-election, what will happen in like 4 or 5 years? They probably give him an early release, kind of like what happened with old boy out in Oakland. Remember Oakland, Fruitful Station? You know, that dude went to jail. Then they gave him they changed his sentence. You know, and now he's out now. You see what I'm saying? So they'll do that dumb shit.
Either that or a pardon.
No. He ain't that crazy. He gonna have to do 4 or 5
Wait.
years.
If Trump gets reelected, his mindset is gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. It's my last term. What they gonna do?
No. That's too blatant. He does, because this. You know why? This is bad for business. This is bad for business. So what you do is you do it quietly, right? What you do is, you know, he goes to a review board, and then some new evidence. Then they change the fucking charge, and then, you know, he takes a lesser charge, and now he gets 18 months later. All the maneuvering they shit they do in the court. That's what they did for old boy out. I mean, and you know, and that's what they do for a lot of these cops. Sometimes they get out early. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen for Amber Geiger. Amber Geiger's going to get out early. Watch. You know what I'm saying? They just going to let shit die down. You know what I mean? Hopefully she won't be unlucky and something like this is not going on when it's time for her to get out. So they might postpone it, but she's going to get out early. Oh yeah. White girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's going to happen. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've been on here for a while. I need to go get something to eat. But it's good chopping up with y'all, man. Always good to talk to you, Dame. And you know, like I say all the time, man, business is life and life is business. Handle yours, family. All right, y'all take care of each other out there, and y'all be safe, man. Back in the States. Hey, Dre, you still there? Peace, my brother. Peace to everybody in the chat room, and peace to my sister, Dame Frankie.
All right. Good night, Jay Sean.
Thank you, sweetheart.
All right. Oh, so it's just me. All right then. Hey everybody. Sorry, I have difficulties. If I get off, I'm off. So hey, Chaos Rain, Crew, Water Sniper, Neek. Hey, good to see you. I'm glad y'all all came. Ani Dorsey, good to see you. Bell, of course. Asante Muhammad, good to see you. Empowered Black Woman, you had some good points, and I saw some of the stuff you was talking about in the chat. Actually, pretty much everybody had good points and stuff like that, but we all pretty much on the same page about all this stuff that's going on, you know. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up, but this is what I'm gonna say about it. Um, okay, what I'm concerned about is they're gonna eventually pacify us. We already seen it in little bits here and there. People hugging cops. People protecting a cop that got isolated from the rest of his group. Okay, we got people trying to pardon cops for this, or are they trying to? White people are taking over our protests and pushing their agenda. Are they trying to get some thrills because they bored and mad? They I feel like they hijacking our stuff, and we gonna get the brunt of what they do, and we ain't gonna get none of the stuff that we need done because these other groups are taking over. They're not helping. They not they not allies. They taking over. If they were allies, they'd be talking about what we talking about. They won't be talking about their agendas. They would stay in the background. If we want to peacefully protest, they back us up by peacefully protesting. They don't start demolishing stuff if that's not what we trying to do. If we demolishing stuff, uh, you don't push it to the next level. You stay the F back and let us do what we want, what we're going to do. You do not tell us how we to protest, how we supposed to act when we're angry, how we supposed to do things, or things will be done another way. We've been through all that. We know all that. If not ourselves personally, our family members, our ancestors, we all been through this. We've seen it, and it do not work. We fed up. Some areas is more explosive than others, but they explosive. Some of it's simmering on the background. Some of them they thinking there's another way to do it to get with the point, but they doing it according to what they want to do in their towns and states and cities and stuff like that. Um, I'm getting tired of seeing white people talking for black people. Uh, I'm sick of it and stuff like that. And I am sick of reporters. Anything going down, it could be goof gobs of black people around. No, they find the white person. Excuse me, it's not about them. They're supposed to be supposedly our allies. They with us, but I don't hear us. I don't hear our issues. I hear their issues and stuff like that. And I am off about it. Okay, now I guess it's my turn to rant. I'm tired of all these white mayors, governors, even the effing president, telling us how we should do, and this is not going to change a thing. Well, it obviously changes something is causing your attention. What I think we should be doing, I think we should be at the jails, the courthouse, the police. We should be at the mayors, the governors, the police staff done wrong. We should be at their houses, and protesting and marching, rioting. We should make it uncomfortable all the way, you know. But I'll be damn if I want to see white people doing for us what we are supposed to be doing and stuff like that. And so called we your allies. We here for you. Can get the fuck in the back. Okay. Well, now I'm going to calm down. I'm going to end the stream with on that. White people, if you truly allies, get the fuck in the back. Support from the back. I issue our points, not yours. If you're doing your own thing, you're trying to use this as an excuse to do your own thing, then do your own thing. Keep that fuck away from us. All right. All right, y'all. I'm going to end the stream now. Everybody that I didn't get, I did see y'all. I just having a little technical issues, and I'm kind of leery about getting off the chat, off the stream to say hi. But I'm glad y'all came. Be One for Life. Jay Sean, of course. Great Black Shark was here. Of course, y'all was here with Cerulean. And just DeAndre was here. Thank y'all for the support. Craig Harper, as of course, of always. Oh yes, I'm planning on ordering an order for Tipsy Tulip. I just gotta find my cousin's address, but I might send it through his mom. He might not get it, but hey, the rest of the family gonna enjoy your stuff since they in Atlanta. So yeah, so I'm planning for future stuff be sent to family members up there. Um, yeah. So, as I was saying, oh, Ori, oops, I miss you. I didn't realize you was in here, Ori. Um, anyway, so let's end it with this thought until we see each other again. All right. Good night, peace, power, and unity. Earth and Nation, Black Star Network, and I knew um Black Power Nation. All right then. That's it. For Gangster Talk for tonight. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's not tonight for me. I'm so used to doing this at night. It's morning for me. I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye. Wait a minute. Okay. I just support from the front. No, I don't trust white people in the front. They can show support from the back or the side, but not the front. Yeah, once they get in the front, they just take over.